Hey everybody, just doing a little live stream. It's been a couple weeks. Today is Memorial Day. I was going to try to get my friend to come on live, but I'm just kind of busy lately. So if you guys are here, please let me know how do I sound, etc., etc. Still at home, not doing a whole lot. Changed my streaming a little bit, doing 1440p instead of 1080p. It's almost midnight here, so definitely not a lot of viewers going on here. Let's see here. So you guys hear me okay? I don't have a lot of viewers. I don't expect a whole lot of viewers, but just kind of curious if you guys hear me okay, see me okay. Hi Shay, how are you? Hear me okay? Where are you from? Actually, I like to see where everybody's from. Oh, thank you. Once again, I don't really have a big topic, but just been a couple weeks since I did a live stream for you guys, so seeing what's going on. Thinking about taking a little road trip for maybe a week or so. Go to Reno, go to Oregon, a couple days. Oh, in Israel. Oh, that's cool. You guys in our news a lot lately, but I don't like to talk politics. Any particular thing you want me to talk about, Shay? Don't exactly have a big audience. It's about midnight here, so in the U.S. in California, so I don't really expect a whole lot of viewers. But I really don't like to schedule the live streams because when you schedule, it's different. The way YouTube is, it's different. So you can't really. I don't really like having surprises. If I just stream when I stream, I know everything's ready to go and everything's doing good. Oh, thank you, Michael, from Kazakhstan. You got people from all over. Thank you. It is midnight here in the U.S., so I imagine most Americans are probably asleep. So I probably get a lot of people from foreign countries. And thanks for being my fan there. Let's see. You guys have any questions? How are things going? And never really hear anything about Kazakhstan. How are things going there? Can I travel outside the U.S.? Not right now. Hopefully, I'm going to get that fixed pretty soon. I'm hopeful on that. But no, I can't travel right now outside the U.S. Are you guys doing any traveling or anything? I know it's kind of hard to travel in general right now. I get. Uh, if things go well, I'm gonna go to Mexico later this year. Same time, I'm really undecided what I want to do. I was thinking about buying a house in Las Vegas, but just not too sure. I might just, if I can travel, I'll just keep traveling and not do that. But yeah, I really have no idea. Okay, so let me highlight some comments. Okay. For there, let's see. Michael says it's hot here, pretty bad travel opportunities. Yeah, that's kind of everywhere. Today, even in, you're saying it's hot. It's hot here in California. It's like really hot today. Unusually hot. I got my comments on a different screen, so that's why I'm reading over there. Okay, you're British. Can't really go home. Yeah, the UK seems pretty strict right now with the coming and going. Hey, FlexTube, how are you? If I remember right, you're from Chad or no Sudan. No, you're from Sudan, right? Anyway, did I remember this time? Shay asks, do I talk lately with Marwa? Not so much. I'm about to open new travel channel. Me and Marwa, I comment on his Instagram pictures lately, and he replies back. He seems like a really busy guy. He's really determined to get his house built, so he's putting that before his travel. But I think he'll probably give in pretty soon and start traveling within a month. And yeah, if you want to start the YouTube channel, just the hardest part is really just making that first video. That's really the hard part. After you make your first video, the second one's easier, and it gets easy after a while. Michael Johnson says, look into Central Asia for your next trip. You might find Uzbekistan interesting. Yeah, I always found those countries interesting. Like you get the Kyrgyzstan, some people call them the stands. I always found those very interesting. Just like in South America, there's 3 different countries that kind of weird, like Guyana, French Guiana, and Suriname. Those are kind of the oddball countries, or very unique. And those sound like interesting countries over there in the Central East. Okay. FlexTubes, start busying travel and buying a house in the Matrix is nonsense. Yeah. I don't know. If I'm not going to travel, I feel like buying a house. But honestly, I think property values are going to crash, I think. But some people say they won't. So kind of just get myself ready if I do. If I was able to travel, then maybe I'd buy a house somewhere else. But yeah. Michael Johnson says, Suriname is what got me into your channel. It was so interesting, mysterious, and search on YouTube and stumbled across my channel. Yeah, it's a very interesting country. When you think of South America, you don't think of a country like that. Or a lot of people are kind of Asians. You got some Africans there and a lot of Indians there. A lot of East Indians there. And it was really interesting there. FlexTube says, I'm trying to get too personal, but have to solve the issue with Uncle Sam. Yeah, I do. I'm waiting for news on that. Should be within the next couple of weeks. I don't want to push the issue there, but yeah, doing that as fast as I can. I should hear something back within a week or two. So right now I try not to think about it because it would drive me crazy if I think about what's going to go on with that. Let's see how many people I got. Let's see. 10 viewers. Got, if I was right, you're from Sudan. I got someone from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, sorry. And someone from Israel. So how is Kazakhstan? That's some of the countries I've never been to. I've been to Israel before. I've never been to Kazakhstan. I've never been to Sudan. Just kind of curious how it's going down over there. In life, I'm only scared for 2, God and the FBI. Strul life. Where to next? I got some medical appointments because if you guys see my last live stream, I had a little surgery on my knee. Nothing too serious, but it just kept bothering me. So it's just a very minor surgery on my knee. So I can kind of walk around okay now. I just want to take a little road trip around the U.S. for a while, but I still have some medical appointments here and there to take care of. Okay. Michael Johnson says, it's worth a visit. A lot of steps and some interesting cities. Oh, that sounds cool. I think, I don't know, for American citizen, I think that was one of the countries where you have to apply for a visa. I don't want to say I'm lazy or something, but it's just a lot of the countries where I had to apply, I just didn't do it. I just didn't go there. I like the places where I can at least get a visa on arrival or no visa needed. But I had to going to every country in South America, and there were some countries where I had to actually apply, like Paraguay. I wanted to go to Paraguay. I had to apply, and when I was in Brazil, I had to apply. And when I went to Bolivia, I had to apply at the airport. And Brazil, we needed a visa back then, but there was Olympics going on, so I didn't need a visa when I went there. Okay. Still Life says, that's what's up. I hope you have a speedy recovery. Oh, thank you. I think I'm doing fine. I need to work on my slowly exercising my way back into make sure my muscles are okay. Michael Johnson says, normally visa free for tourists, but the COVID and that has suspended. Oh, okay. Thanks for that info. You're a citizen of the UK, right? It's kind of funny, you know, even you're from the UK, you got a good passport. US has a good passport, but different countries, different rules on the visas for whatever you visit. So, Copa America is going to be in Brazil in 2 weeks. Oh, cool. You said you were going to start a travel channel. You going to like travel soon, or have you been traveling, or is there a particular YouTube channel you want to kind of be like? So I'll be honest, the way I when I travel make YouTube videos, I'll be honest, it's not so exciting because I think my personality is more of a chill, really relaxed kind of person. So I don't go on there happy-go-lucky like some people do. Some people are really happy-go-lucky. Me, I'm a little more quiet, reserved, but I love to travel. I do like to take video. I like to edit video. I like to upload video, stuff like that. I just talking in front of the camera is kind of weird. But oh, you're going to Colombia soon. That's cool. What city are you going to? You should go on Facebook and join some of the groups about Colombia because it gives you a lot of news about the situation. You know, some cities in Colombia are having a lot of demonstrations and stuff like that. They got sometimes curfews, stuff like that. So you should really do your research first. Michael Johnson says, that's why it's a good channel, chilled. Oh, thank you. Yeah, like, when I first uploaded some videos, it was like how to fix cars, and I didn't expect any subscribers. I wanted to show people how I fixed a car. And then I put some videos of me traveling, and I didn't really expect subscribers. And when I noticed I had subscribers, I wanted more and more and more and more and more and more. And then I learned how to do all the YouTube stuff, and I thought it was pretty fun, actually. But 2018, I kind of stopped, and then when I stopped, it kind of killed my channel because in YouTube, a lot of stuff is algorithms and stuff like that. And if you all of a sudden just stop for a few months, you kind of lose all your momentum and stuff. And that's what happened to me. So trying to at least do some videos, a few per month at least, to try to get somewhere, you know. And then hopefully one day I'll be traveling again all over the place, and then I can keep making more and more videos. More momentum. After the first video, I hope to see you, Richard. The channel name is Travel Spot. Well, that's pretty cool. It's good to have a... I said this in some of my other videos, that a couple of videos ago I was about how to help people with YouTube, and it's nice to have a unique name. You don't want some easy common name, because you want something you can tell someone and then they can find it. Like I had a friend, he put a couple of videos and you search for his name and you can't find it because you need something unique. So at least yours is a little unique there because the way you did the travel. So it's pretty good. Yeah, just so it's good to have a unique name like you did, and the hardest part is making the first video. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions about travel spots, like I've been to every country in South America, Central America, North America. I've been to almost every country in the Caribbean. It's been a long time since I've been to Asia. I've probably been like 6 or 7 Asian countries, 6 or 7 countries in Europe. Been to Greece, been to Israel, Turkey, stuff like that. Okay. Oh, hey Vin, how are you? Can't remember where you're living. I remember you. Did you make videos in Japan? What did you like and dislike about Japan? Hey, what's up, Mara? See, people asking if me and Marwa talk. Yeah. So there's Mara right there. Mara's always a busy guy, so I'd like to do a live video with him, but I can tell you're always busy, dude. So there's Marwa. I'm learning how to do all this YouTube streaming stuff. So good to see you, man. So let me get back. So what do I like about Japan? Japan is really cool. It's very unique. I lived there for 5 years, but the hard part is the language. Like in Spanish, I can read the signs, same alphabet, just about almost. But if you go to like Japan, the totally different alphabet, you have no idea what something says. A lot of people didn't care to speak English, stuff like that. So it's just, I don't know. It's very difficult, but the thing about Japan is very safe. You you'll probably never get robbed there. No one's gonna rob you, try to kill you, steal from you, or something like that. But yeah, I really like Japan. The food's really good. Even if you don't eat the Japanese food, the food's really good. Okay, so what's my favorite country I've been to? Mario probably knows this. I'd say Colombia, and the second one would be Thailand. I like Colombia and Thailand. If I could snap my finger and go somewhere, I don't know, for some reason I think I would like to go to Brazil again, stay there for a while. Okay. Malik says, have you been to Brazil and Argentina? How do you rank them against other Latin countries? Yeah, I've been to Brazil 5 weeks. I was in Argentina, just Buenos Aires, and I regret. See, I set a goal of going out to every single country, and my problem was I didn't stay in some of them very long. Like Argentina, I only saw the capital, so I should have did more than just seen Buenos Aires. I should have been all over Argentina, but Buenos Aires, really large, busy, bustling city, and everybody seems so busy that they just, I don't know, people just, they're just really, I don't know, it's just hard to say. People there just didn't seem so friendly in the capital. But I think if I got away from the capital, they'd probably be friendly. Okay. Marwa says you'll be free. Colombia and Thailand is favorite for him too. So yeah, I remember when you never been to Thailand, I told you you might like it more than Colombia, and I think you found out why. It's really, really very interesting country. So Malik says, oh, I got two different chat windows. They're both saying something different. Okay. So Mara, when are you going to leave? Or when are you going to start traveling again? Let's see here. Okay. So any guys have any questions or anything? Got 17 viewers. It is a very odd, unusual time here. It's exactly midnight in the U.S. right now, so I really don't expect a whole lot of people to view. And let me go back to the other question. You said, what does Brazil and Argentina offer? So like I said, I've been to Argentina, just the capital, so I should have did more than that. Brazil, you really do have to learn some, if you know some Spanish like me, I don't know a lot of Spanish, but you will need to learn some Portuguese there. The counting, the numbers is totally different. They don't say hola. They say totally different basic words. Some of it similar, some of it's not, but you still have to learn something. Even if you know Spanish, you still have to learn how to count and say hello, goodbye, bom dia, todo bom, stuff like that, and all the numbers. But I really like Brazil. What's really interesting, you go to different areas and the people are like totally different. You can go near the Amazon, and then you got the indigenous people. You go towards some of the coasts, you have a lot of the African type people. You go south, everybody's kind of white over there, and you get in the different areas, everybody's kind of mixed and mestizo. So I really would like to go back to Brazil and go to a lot of different cities and not just hop around. When I went to Brazil, I went to about 5 or 6 cities, but I was only each city maybe 3-4 days, and I would slow down. If I started traveling again, I would slow down, not go so fast. Like Marwas did pretty good. He didn't hop like I did. I was just different week, different country. But I think if I had to do it again, I would stay somewhere. Stay at least 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, whatever. Okay. Shay says, Colombia's a dangerous place. Have to be very careful and keep your guard. It kind of depends where you go. Lately in the U.S., it seems like every single day there's a mass shooting, which I don't know. People went crazy because of this COVID stuff. People shooting each other every day. I don't know why. It's just kind of crazy. Colombia just I would say the biggest thing to do in Colombia is, keep travel during the day in public areas, and don't offend someone. Don't try to go pick a fight with someone, because that's a lot of countries. You don't know who you're picking a fight with. Like even in Thailand, if you went to Thailand and you start beating up on a Thai person, the Thai people will see you as a foreigner and they'll start beating you up. So before you know, you'll have 10 Thai people beating you up when you were the one just trying to beat up one Thai person. So, when you go to foreign countries, just, if someone insults you, just let it slide, just go ahead and let them insult you. Rockwell, greetings from Guyana. Oh, cool. I like Guyana. I've been there 2 or 3 times. I would like to go back again. That's actually a really good place to do YouTube videos. I had some people from Guyana. They saw me making videos of Guyana, and they became their own YouTubers, and they did really good. Okay. Marwa says, I plan to spend the next 2-3 months traveling in Africa, then see you in the U.S., then Latin America. Cool. Yeah, when you come back here, we're going to travel all over the place when you get here. You should definitely travel those places that other people are kind of scared to travel to. I think I gave you that advice before. Go to those places people don't want to go to. Am I ever going to visit Jaco since they have less restrictions than Colombia? I've been to Jaco Beach before. Marwa's been there too. It's a pretty cool place. And I think, yeah, you're right. Costa Rica is opening back up. I did like Costa Rica, but I don't know. It's something. I think there's been so many Americans and foreigners there. It kind of lost some of its uniqueness. I'm not quite sure how to explain that. It's kind of like Panama, where you go to Panama, it's very international, where it seems like the people lost their culture. I'm not saying it as an insult. I'm just saying that's what my opinion. Malik says, what are my favorite Eastern European countries on Belarus, Ukraine, Russia as far as women are concerned? So I've never been to Eastern Europe. For Europe, I've been to Spain, France, Italy. Greece isn't really over there. Yeah, well, Greece is kind of over there. Greece. Ooh, I'd have to look at. I'd have to look at Google Maps. I've been to a lot of countries in Europe. Let me see what I can find. I'll tell you the country I've been to in Europe. Let's see. Been to, because I'm live streaming, it's made my internet slow. So I've been to Spain. I've been to France. Been to Netherlands. Been to the Czech Republic. Been to Italy. Been to Monaco. Been to Switzerland. I think that's probably it. So that's the only place I went to in, as far as Europe. That's the only place I've been to. Okay. So I got there. Let's see. Malik says, are the people in Thailand as friendly and welcoming as people in Colombia? Why does Thailand rank so high for you? So Mara, if you're still watching, you could probably input on this too. If you guys haven't checked out Marwa, he's my friend. We pretty much started YouTube together, but he kept doing YouTube. I stopped for a few years, and he's got over 200,000 subscribers, so check him out. People in Thailand are really, really friendly. It's hard to explain. They're really friendly, and they like to have fun. Like everything seems fun and happy for them. In Colombia, people are friendly, but definitely more serious. I don't know. Hard to explain. People in Colombia are friendly. They like to party. Definitely they like to party a lot. They like dancing, but more serious. You know, in Thailand, yeah, you don't want to like insult someone, but in Colombia, you know, if you insult somebody, they probably punch you in the face. You know, Thailand, maybe they'd get mad at you. Versus Colombia is probably kind of like America. In the United States, if you insult someone, they might punch you in the face. You don't know what's going to happen. So in Thailand, people are a little more easygoing and relaxed. And I think the friendliest people I've ever met was probably in Cambodia and Peru. And you've been there, Mara. You know, the people kind of like in like Cambodia are super friendly. Okay, so that's why I said that. If there was one other Latin country other than Colombia that you liked the best, what would it be? Brazil or somewhere else? If I had I like to keep moving. So if I had to think of like what I like the best, it would be where could I live for a year? And I would say Brazil. I would live in Brazil for a year, no problem. I just don't like to sit somewhere for a long time. I like to keep going, but if I had to get forced stuck somewhere, yeah, Brazil would definitely be a great place for me. Finn, it would be nice to hire or ask a local person, female, that speaks English to show you around the city with interesting facts, food, places at your next travel destination, more views. Yeah, you're right. That's a great idea, and I think a lot of YouTubers like me kind of know that. We just don't do it. But yeah, you're right. Especially a good-looking female, right? But yeah, you're right. Hello, El Camino. Shay says, what software do you recommend to start edit? I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro. It's, I'd say, not easy to learn. You have to spend a lot of time learning. I think Mara probably still uses it too. once you kind of get started into it, you learn how to do everything. You kind of have a hard time changing what you use. So I kind of stuck myself into using that, and trying to learn something else is kind of hard. But if you use Apple computers, you might think about Final Cut Pro, or if you want something free, you could use Windows has their own free video makers, and I think Apple computers have their own free video makers. But I kind of started out with one of the hardest programs to learn, so I can't really recommend anything else. I have tried Final Cut Pro when I had an Apple computer. I found it hard to use. I just use Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay. Marwa says the Thai people friendly and beautiful girls everywhere and approachable. Yes, very much. Very, very much. That's why I said you would probably fall in love with people. That's what you said that. And Clifton says Thailand seems the country is built on tourism, easy to get around or get what you want. Yeah, you're right. I think Thailand without tourism would be very poor. Actually, if Thailand kind of lets the foreigners have more fun and do all kinds of crazy things that you couldn't do in the U.S. So definitely correct on that. So times I'm not trying to sound bad, but Thailand, you can go there, do almost anything you want from A to Z, and that's fun to me. That's fun. You come to the U.S. and we have a million different laws that you can't do this, can't do that. It's not really all that fun, in my opinion. I'd rather go to Mexico and have a lot more fun. You have more fun in Mexico than the U.S. It's too many laws and stuff in the U.S. Okay. What's my favorite area in Thailand? I liked all kinds of places there. It just, if I had to live somewhere, I wouldn't live in Bangkok. I like Bangkok, but I wouldn't live there. Living near Pattaya would be pretty cool, or Chiang Mai. I guess wherever the people kind of have some parties and stuff. So I guess near Pattaya or around Pattaya, I would live around there. That's pretty cool. How about you, Marwa? What did you like in Thailand? Funny how I don't mention ladyboys in Thailand. They're not that interesting to me. Yes, there are a lot of ladyboys in Thailand. First time I've been to Thailand like 10, 12 times. The first time I went to Thailand, I couldn't tell the difference. Then people kind of teach you and tell you how you spot them. Then you go, oh, okay. And then after you've been to Thailand so many times, you can almost instantly spot a ladyboy. But after a while, you see them so much, and then you'll make friends with a regular Thai person, and then they're like, oh, here's my friend, and it's a ladyboy, and you're like, oh. And then, you're friends with a woman, and her best friend's a ladyboy, and you're not going to say, hey, I don't want to talk to you. You treat them like a human, and you get used to them. So, yeah, there's ladyboys, and you just as long as they don't touch you, and you didn't want to be touched, and just let them be. You don't have to do anything mean to them. If they leave you alone, you leave them alone. I mean, I would say a lot of times they're a little more desperate for money because some of them, they need a lot of money for operations and they can't afford it. They want to do the plastic surgeries and stuff, and they cost a lot of money. So some of them are a little more desperate, willing to steal from you. I've been told that by Thai people. So I kind of learned that. So if some of them are around you, you have to be careful. They might pick your pocket, steal your phone, stuff like that. And that was taught to me by Thai people. And Shane, haven't seen you in a while. He asked me why I haven't traveled so long. I had having little problems, legal problems. But I don't want to get into it. But yeah, having legal problems been going for years and years, and I'm hopefully getting it all taken care of this year. So that's why I haven't traveled. I can travel in the U.S. I don't have a passport. That's why. So no passport. I can travel in the U.S. though. I just don't have a passport. I might try to go to Puerto Rico though. Pi is nice. Oh, I never went to Pi. I heard that was very interesting though. Chiang Mai and Pi. Yep. I guess you like the north. Chiang Mai is really nice place. Easygoing. A lot of travel nomads. Hey, what's up, Marshall? Got the big Marshall. What's up, Marshall? How you doing? I'm sure I got Mara and Marshall in here. You guys all know each other. Thanks for the wow. Marshall sending me a super chat. Thanks. How you doing? I know you're in Mexico. So what are you doing up there down there in Oaxaca? Right, you still there? Patio is cool. You need to go to Chiang Mai to recoup and chill, get your energy again for Pattaya. Yep, Pattaya is cool. I really do like Pattaya. I have to say, I've been in a lot of countries, and that's the number one most crazy, wild place in the world is Pattaya City. Thanks again, Marshall. It's good to even just see you on my live chat. How much do you enjoy Mexico in your travels? I really like Mexico. Actually, check out Marshall Powell. He's in Mexico. I like Mexico because if you live in the U.S., you got so many stupid. I wouldn't say stupid. We got so many laws, that it's almost like illegal to have fun in the U.S. But you can go to Mexico and have some fun. I mean, you can do so many things there that you can't do in the U.S. and that makes it fun to me. But the most number one crazy place in the world is Pattaya in Thailand, and there's a city in Philippines called Angela City. That's maybe number 2 crazy. Marwa's been there. If you think about number 1 crazy place in Latin America, Tijuana is pretty crazy. I would have to think about that, but Tijuana is pretty crazy. Texan mechanic. Marshall missed Colombia for sure. Yeah, it's interesting you're here, but yeah, I know you left Colombia because of all the riots and stuff. So, like someone else was saying they were going to Colombia soon, and you really need to do your research before you go there because there's too many things going on there. Got all these demonstrations, fighting, curfews, and when you're traveling, having fun, that's not what you want to get into. Colombia is really awesome because the people, the nightlife, stuff like that. But when you got all these demonstrations, fighting, places closed, curfews, it's not fun. I mean, you don't want to get involved in their politics either. So, okay. Shane, would you consider leaving the U.S. permanently in the future? I don't think permanently. I think when I'm able to travel again, I would just travel at least 1 year continuously, then come back see my family. My parents are getting kind of old, so I want to come back, see them once in a while. See my family. My father passed away in 2009, and I was actually in the Navy, but I was in between duty stations. I was going from Bahrain to the U.S., and instead of taking normal vacation, I decided to travel through Asia for a few weeks. And my dad passed away when I was in Cambodia, and I couldn't make his funeral because I was in Cambodia, and trying to get back home from Cambodia was just kind of from Cambodia to Arkansas is kind of dumb and ridiculous. So yeah, I missed my father's funeral. I feel really bad about that. So, and uh, from Cambodia, I went to Vietnam using a bus. So that took quite a while. And then, yeah, they had the funeral before I got back to the U.S. So now I got my mom, and it's like, I want to see her. I don't want to just disappear and not see my mom. So I would probably travel for a year, see my mom, travel for a year, see my mom, something like that. Okay. Richard, you're great. Love videos and different camera tests you did. Oh, thank you, Shay. I'm doing a little. Always like to play around and improve my video, but I'm just not really traveling, so not really sure what else to do. But yeah, thanks. If you guys have any questions or anything, oh, my mom. Ooh, my mom is. My mom is should be 78 this year. Pretty soon, my mom will be 78 years old. So she's, like I said, I regret not going to my father's funeral, and so it might sound weird. I was in the military 20 years, and honestly, I never seen a dead person. I mean, how weird is that? That I'll be, I'm a little older than some of you guys think. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 this year, but the only time I ever seen a dead person was maybe on the side of the road. I've never been to a funeral. I've seen some like burial at seas where they dump ashes over the side, but I've honestly never seen a dead body in person, and it's just kind of weird for me. I'm almost 50, and I was in the military 20 years, but I don't want to miss, whenever my mother's time is. I just don't want to miss that. Shane, you will travel to every African country like you did in South America. I will try. I know there's a lot of countries in Africa that are really hard to do with. I'm watching like even other Africans have trouble. Like Marwa was here. He's Marwa right here. Let's see. Yeah. So that's Marwa. He's my friend. We met in Colombia, and he was actually subscribed to me before I subscribed to him. But he's from Kenya, and he has problems going to other countries in Africa. So there's the chances of me going to every country in Africa is not really easy. There's a lot of countries that make it really strict to get in there. Some of them are dangerous, maybe. I'm not sure. People say Colombia is dangerous. I'm not afraid. People say Mexico is dangerous. I'm not afraid. But, if I was to travel to every country in Africa, I would probably do it with someone like Marwa. I'd be a friend's, ask Marwa to do that with me, but it's not too easy. Enrique says, Honduras or El Salvador? So when I went to Honduras, that's one of those places where people say, be careful, be careful. And I went to Rotan, the islands. If you have a goal going to every single country, but you want to stay safe, in Honduras, the easy way to do that is to go to one of the islands. There's almost no crime on the islands. If you go to Rotan, or I think they call it Utila or something, go there, start there, and there's no problem, no crime, nothing at all. El Salvador, I've been there 3 times, and people think it's really dangerous there. I never had a problem. Last time I was there, it'd be like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'd walk about 2-3 miles a night. I'd go to a club and walk home. I didn't have any problem. I should upload my videos. I drove around. I rented a car last time I was in El Salvador and drove around, and I wasn't scared at all. I don't know. It's just hard to explain. It's just stay out of the bad neighborhoods, certain neighborhoods, and I thought El Salvador was fine. Malik says, what are my long-term goals with YouTube channel? Do I want to build it through travel and do it full-time? Any plans to interview locals when you travel? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Like some people kind of know that I don't have a passport right now. I'll talk a little bit about it, but basically I came in, I'll talk very little about it. I came back to the U.S. in 2018, and they took my computer, they took my phone, took all my electronics, and they took my passport, and it took almost a year to get that stuff back, except they didn't give my passport back, and it had to hire a lawyer. It cost a lot of money. It's costing a lot of money doing this and that, and it's just, I don't know. So actually at first it was, I couldn't even leave California. I had to stay in my area. And then it took about 9 months. Then I could travel California, and maybe another 9 months so I can travel Oregon, California, Nevada. And then now I can travel through the U.S. It's just crazy. So I honestly expect we're doing something with my lawyer. We're trying to get my passport back this year. But if not, I'll be able to travel through the U.S. even more freely. I'm going to try to go to Puerto Rico later this year too, if things don't go great. But that's all I can really talk about. I'm not going to talk about into the very specifics. But yeah, I don't have a passport. My passport got taken. All of my electronics got taken. They're all given back, but not a whole lot I can do. I'm someone without a passport, basically. Okay, so Shay says, do you think the DJI Pocket is good to start with? Yeah, that's a very, very good camera. I have one. I almost thought about buying the original one, but it had some things I didn't like, and the DJI Pocket 2 is a really, really, really nice camera. I have one. I like it. And if you don't have something really nice, that's something easy to get started with. Definitely. Africa isn't as easy and way more expensive. I want to try one day. You think it's expensive there? I mean, I imagine South Africa is expensive. I wouldn't think some of those other places are expensive, though. Okay, Malik says, have you been to Vietnam? Yeah, I was kind of mentioned not too long ago that I was in Vietnam. My mom's Vietnamese, and I was there 2009. So the culture seems more conservative there, especially the north. But it's cheap, and the women are beautiful and feminine. Yeah, you're right. It is cheap. I'm half Vietnamese, so I would sit there and tell people that, and they'd be like, "Oh," it seemed like maybe a little bit more friendlier to me than normal because my mom was Vietnamese. So when I saw someone, I'm like, "Hey, my mom's Vietnamese," and then it seemed like they're a little more easier going and more friendly to you because of that. But I would say one thing about Vietnam, though, it seems like a lot of people will do anything to scam you. I mean, I consider, it's my mom's country, but a lot of people there will do almost anything for money there. So a lot of people, like if you go to Mexico, we say gringo price, or Thailand, people are gonna charge you like a franc. But if you go to Vietnam, definitely a lot of people will charge you more. People try to cheat you, scam you there. So yeah, I like Vietnam. Just do your research and try not to get scammed or cheated. And almost any place you go, if you get off the bus station or an airport, you got to be careful. There's people waiting to scam you. They're waiting to charge you more. They want to charge you double. They want to charge you triple. You don't go in a taxi without an agreed price, or unless they have a meter or something. But there are people just specifically waiting for tourists, and they will do anything they can to get your money. And that's a lot of places, like Colombia does that. A lot of places that just don't take the taxis or just been waiting there for like 2-3 hours waiting for a foreigner. Avoid those taxis. Take the taxi that just happened to be moving along in your way, something like that. So yeah, I do like Vietnam. I thought it was cool. But okay. Clifton says, "Oh, you mean to travel, not cost of living." I think Maro mentioned that. Like, it's not so easy to travel in Africa. It's not like in the United States. I can go Nevada, Oregon, Washington D.C. You can fly there, but in Africa, you can't exactly say, I want to fly to the nearby country. It's not so easy to do that. And I've learned that from like Marwa and some other YouTubers. You can't just hop around those countries. Like if you went to Europe, you could easily take a plane to the nearby countries. You could take a train. In Africa, it's not exactly like that. You can't just hop around country to country. It's not so easy. They just don't have the flights. They don't have the infrastructure or whatever needed to do that. So. Tex and Mechanic says, "What's the best drone for videography?" I've put off on having a drone for a really long time. I personally bought the DJI Mini 2. There's some better ones. There's some cheaper ones. That's the one I like. I watch Marshall Powell's videos, and he has the DJI Mini 2 and Mini 1, right? You have the Mini 1. I have the Mini 2. Mara's, I don't know, he's had like 3 or 4 drones. I have no idea what he's got right now. I think he's probably have at least 2. But I would say the DJI Mini 2 if you want a small drone. Or if you want a bigger drone, like the DJI Air 2S. What I would travel. They're supposed to come out the DJI 3 really soon, I think, this year. Let me see how many people I got. 23 viewers. Let's see. Here in the California is 12:33. So any more questions? Oh, okay. So we went to the drones. Thailand. Okay. William D says, if you could be based in any other country, what would it be for quality of life? That's an interesting question. If I was to get married and have kids, which I'm not, you definitely want your kids to have a place with a good education. So being in the U.S., I think if I was to get married and have kids, yeah, I probably would just keep them here in the U.S. if they weren't from the U.S. But if I was to meet a Colombian girl and fall in love with her, I'd be fine with my kids going to school in Colombia. But for quality of life, I don't know. I think I can make it anywhere. If I could do fine in Mexico. I could do fine in Colombia. I could do fine in Brazil. I could do it in Thailand. I think it kind of depends on exactly what you want. Like, if you're a single guy, you probably want to. It might sound bad, but if you go to these countries where the income is really low, it's easier as a single guy to find a woman that likes you. It might be because you got more money or something, or you're different. A lot of times it's you're different and you have some money. Okay. Vin, have you ever bribed a cop or paid to get out of trouble in your travels? Yeah, I've had to do that. Trying to think of the specific times. Like when I was in Dominican Republic, it didn't happen to me, but my friend was driving a car, and they would always stop him because he was obvious gringo driving. Almost every time he had to give the cops some money, so he wouldn't. They would say something like they're going to tow your car, which they probably wouldn't, but that happened. For me personally, I was in El Salvador. I was only there 6 days, but I rented a car. And in only 6 days, I got stopped by the cops twice. I had paid the bribes twice. El Salvador is probably the most corrupt place for driving a car. I don't know. 2 times in 6 days is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, had a bribe cops there in Tijuana. I never paid a bribe there in Tijuana, but I got stopped by the cops twice. The cops in Tijuana, they always try to pull something on you, try to get you to pay some money. Really crooked cops in Tijuana, in Mexico. Dominican Republic has dirty cops. Yeah, so I kind of got scammed in Vietnam once almost, but I did okay. I didn't have to pay any scams or pay anything. Okay, so any more questions? Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I talked on a previous video earlier about scams, like where I got scammed, where I got stuff stolen. I've actually never been physically robbed. I've had people. It's usually if something costs $5, they'll charge you 10, and sometimes you can do something about it, sometimes you can't. So that's probably the most common thing anywhere is. If you walked into Tijuana from U.S., taxis should be about $5, but if they think you don't know better, they might charge you 10. Same thing in Thailand, Mexico. In some cities in Colombia, it's kind of weird. If you take a taxi in Medellin, they're pretty straight. They use a meter. They don't want to ask. They're pretty honest. But if you go to like Cartagena, Colombia, they don't use meters usually, and they'll sit there and try to charge you way too much. As soon as you get in, they know you're not from there. They're going to charge you like double or triple. In Bogota, they pretty straight there, but sometimes they could cheat you. But Colombia, like different cities, different rules for taxis. It's kind of weird. Okay, Clifton says, part of the reason I try not to drive in other countries, another is a lot of people drive so crazy. Yeah, I've rented cars in a lot of countries. I don't know. I lived in Japan 5 years, and those full 5 years I've owned cars, and you have to drive on the other side of the road. They drive on the other side of the road from the U.S. They drive on the same side as the UK, but so I've got used to driving cars. I've got used to driving cars on both sides. So for me to drive on the other side of the road, it takes maybe 5-10 minutes. I get adjusted and I can do it. But the worst place I ever drove a car was Nicaragua. They really drive like there's no rules there. I don't know. They do the weirdest things over there. Also, Google Maps was when I was in Nicaragua. Google Maps would tell me to go down a one-way road the wrong way, so I would follow Google Maps, and I was driving around in Nicaragua driving the wrong way on a one-way street. It's kind of funny, but I didn't get in any accidents or anything, but people are really looking at me, like I'm a dumbass. But yeah, driving Nicaragua was probably the biggest challenge for me. City in Mexico with the most beautiful women. What do you think, Marshall, if you're still here? Ooh. Funny thing is, almost every time I go to country, I'll ask a taxi driver that same question. If I go to the Dominican Republic, if I go to Mexico, I ask them, what city has the most beautiful women? And a lot of them, they honestly go with the stereotype. They think you want the tall white women. Honestly, you go to almost any country like Dominican Republic or Mexico, Colombia, and say, where's the most beautiful women? They usually pick the cities with the tall white women, usually. But for me personally, I think towards like the Central America. I mean, in Central Mexico. Like you can go from Guadalajara, and you go up towards Morelia. I like Morelia, San Luis Potosi. Let me look at a map. But I would say, for me, I like the women from the central parts of Mexico. For me, is what I like. Shay says Guadalajara, I think, is the best woman. Yeah, in that whole area, it's like that. If you do ask Mexicans, a lot of them will say Guadalajara, or they'll say those areas next to Guadalajara. You'll actually see a lot of Mexicans with red hair. You go to some of these cities like Morelia, and a lot of women be red hair and blue eyes or something, and that's not what you need to be beautiful. But I mean, that's just my opinion. I do think you're right. Guadalajara has a lot of beautiful women. But once you've been to Colombia and then you go to Mexico, yeah, you see some good looking women in Mexico, but you'll see a lot more in Colombia, especially like in Medellin. So you said you're going to Colombia. If you want to see lots and lots of really good looking women, then go to Medellin, Colombia. Any more questions? So, I think when I do get to travel again, the first place I will go is actually Mexico, and I will probably drive around for 6 months to all the different cities and stuff. Mexico is just, I think it's a really good place for like adventure. You feel like you can find something new, not something interesting, something totally different, and I don't know. It's a good. Mexico's a really good place to explore. I've rented cars and driven all over Mexico. I don't know. I enjoy it. I know. Like Clifton talked about Brazil. I've driven cars in Brazil. I thought it was fun. I don't know. So Brazil #1 for women. Medellin #1 B. Yeah, on my last few live streams, people always are like, "Where's the most beautiful women?" And yeah, a lot of them are in Colombia, Brazil, and Venezuela. And then, if I have to choose one, I always say the Venezuelan women probably the best looking, and then Brazil and Colombia, they kind of tie, in my opinion. But you can see beautiful women anywhere. Even in walking around the United States, you can walk around and see something in the shopping mall and be like, "Whoa, she's really good looking." But the problem is, the typical average American woman, they might look average looking, but people will treat them like they're a goddess or something, and you're like, "Why is she acting like this?" And I could go to Colombia and have 10 girlfriends 10 times better looking than her. I don't know. That's why it's a good thing to travel. Like some of you guys, like I know Marshall travels, Marwa travels a lot. Some of the other guys, you guys travel, but you've probably been to some of these countries where lots of beautiful women, and a lot of them, they don't have an attitude, and they don't even think they're that great looking. And then you come back to the U.S., which some of you call the Matrix. They act like they're supermodel, and actually, if they walked around Colombia, they wouldn't even get any attention. So I don't know. Enrique says, "I've heard Sinaloa has beautiful women, but it's cartel controlled." Yeah, I heard that too. I've been to Mazatlan. I don't know if that's Sinaloa. It's pretty close, but it's pretty cool. There were some big YouTubers there doing that little road trip there in Sinaloa. They were doing those catchy titles, looking for a cartel and stuff. Yeah, I personally wouldn't be afraid to drive around there. I think just as long as you don't mess with nobody, you'll be fine. Just you don't go around there looking for trouble. Don't go doing some stupid stuff like that. And you'll be fine. That's almost anywhere. I mean, if you go to Colombia and just don't mess with nobody, basically, just don't mess with nobody, and you should be okay, But you still have to have your basic common sense of, don't bring an expensive watch. Don't don't have your super expensive camera with you and stuff like that. Be careful. Pueblo says, Pueblo and his boys brought the most beautiful women of Colombia into Medellin in the 80s for themselves. But when he and his boy got killed, they left pretty hanging. I heard that story many times. That particular story, I've heard that many times. But if you go to Medellin, maybe I'll pronounce Antioquia wrong, but the whole region, all the women are kind of like that. They seem to have not mixed a lot with other kinds of people, and the women in the, call them paisa or paisas, or the young ones will say paisitas, but a lot of them are really, really good looking. I don't know. So yeah, that particular area of Colombia in particular, it's really, really good looking women. Clifton says Venezuelans used to win Miss Universe a lot back in the day. So they are 2 or 3, but when you walk on the beach in Rio, it's almost depressing how fine they are in most natural, less surgeries. Yeah, you're right. A lot of Miss Universes from Venezuela. So like I said, I've been to every country in South America, but when I went to Venezuela, I was only in the airport. So I shouldn't really say I've been to every country in South America, but I've been to every one besides that. But when you see a lot of Venezuelans in Colombia, a lot of them in Suriname, Curacao. You see them in Ecuador. You see them in all these countries, and you see how good looking they are. A lot of really, really good looking Venezuelan women, and I have some of them in my videos, but I don't know. It's something that I would say their personalities are in between Colombians and Brazilians as far as their personalities. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain without getting too adult graphic like, but yeah, Venezuelans are probably a little better to have for a girlfriend, I think, than a Colombian girl. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Brazilians women make really good girlfriends if you like to something spicy. Malik says, "What's the most underrated country you have visited?" I made a video not too long ago. It was with me and Philly Dom, and we were just driving around Las Vegas, but we were talking about El Salvador. I think El Salvador. A lot of people, they think El Salvador and then they think dangerous and they think gangs and they don't even go there. But once you go there and see it for yourself, you're like, whoa, this is pretty cool. So I like that. One of the coolest places I hung out is the people in Paraguay. I think they're just not used to seeing so many Americans go there. When you go there, they're like, they want to become your friends. Suriname, I felt like that. If you go almost anywhere where people just don't travel to, then you go there, it seems like people are really intrigued by you. Like, why'd you come there for? Okay. Best country to travel in Central America. Ooh. I mean, if I could pick one right now, I would probably travel around Guatemala for a couple months, but if you don't travel a lot, if you like the big city, then Panama City, but that's just a really big city. A lot of traffic. Costa Rica is really cool. If you like to do the jungle stuff, beach stuff, Costa Rica is cool. Honduras, I've only been to the islands there, so there's a really cheap place there to learn like your scuba and get certified scuba diving over there. But I really think El Salvador. I mean, that's a fun area. People, it's like underrated. I don't know. Ask Philly Dom. I'll try to get live with Philly Dom someday. Then you'll see that. I don't know. People just are avoiding El Salvador, and they shouldn't. My YouTube videos did really good in El Salvador, and so did Philly Dom. So if you're a YouTuber, I would go to El Salvador and just watch your channel blow up. Like, it will go crazy. Are the women in El Salvador as pretty as the women in Mexico? Did you like the women there? You know, it's weird there too. It's like you go like certain cities and the women are totally different. Like I went to Suchitoto and it's like the girls are all white. And then we went to the capital, they're kind of mixed. You go another area, they're kind of dark. Yeah, there are a lot of beautiful women there. I would say you find just as many in Mexico though. So I don't know. Mexicans and the El Salvadorians seem to have something against each other. The people in El Salvador always say Mexicans talk bad about them. Mexicans maybe kind of treat El Salvador like they're a lower tiered country, which I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know, but it's really easy to make friends in El Salvador. Just my opinion. In El Salvador, you could just really, really easily make friends there. Okay. America's worst place to party nowadays. Yeah, if you're talking about the U.S., yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. When I was younger, in my younger days, I would go out and party in the U.S. a lot. But then once you've been to somewhere like Colombia, once you've been to somewhere like Thailand, you come back to the U.S. and you're like desensitized. You don't think partying in the U.S. is exciting. It's, in my opinion, partying in the U.S. is pretty boring. I'll do it with my friends, but if I'm single and by myself, no, I don't really care to go out to nightclubs by myself in the U.S. If I'm by myself, I definitely go out by myself in Colombia. I mean, I'll go out with friends if I have some, but I'm not afraid to go out to clubs in Colombia by myself or Mexico. But yeah, once you traveled around, you'll find out that U.S. is kind of makes you boring. I don't know. You think it's kind of boring. The Venezuelans are everywhere in South America. Go to Peru, they stand out because the bodies and height is different than local girls. Yeah, a lot of people say the women in Peru aren't that good looking, and I've seen a few, but yeah, they're not going to. You would totally know that a big difference between Venezuelan women and the Peruvian girls. Peruvians are a little more indigenous, like not so much heritage from way back in Spain from the Spanish people. If you probably the most oldest like country in South America where you go there and like, wow, everybody's kind of doing what they did 100 years ago is probably Bolivia. Like when I went to Bolivia, it was like, wow, you see so many people wearing their the original clothes, the indigenous clothes, and it's probably the biggest culture shock I've seen in South America or Central America is Bolivia. When you go there, you'll be like totally surprised. And you'll see that in Guatemala too. Some parts of Guatemala, you'd be like, wow, these women are wearing the clothes they wore for hundreds of years, thousands of years, and the weirdest thing ever. But VG, exactly. Partying with friends in the U.S. can still be fun. Solo overseas partying is better. Yeah. Like I said, I don't mind if I'm in a foreign country. Yeah, I will party with friends, but in the U.S., but I'll do it single too. But in the U.S., it's like you go to a club by yourself. I don't know. You feel like maybe people treat you like the lone wolf, or you're the weirdo or something. I don't know. Las Vegas, I don't mind going out to the casinos and bars and stuff like that, but Most other places, no, I don't really care about all that. Okay, Wendy, how was safety in Brazil when you were traveling there? Also, is it important to know Portuguese? So when I went to, it didn't. I learned languages kind of slow, but it didn't take me long to learn the counting there. But you you can't go there. A lot of people think you can go there, know Spanish and get by, but the counting is absolutely totally different there. You can't just go veinte dos, 22. You just can't do that. You can't say once, doce. You can't do that. You need to learn the totally different counting there. You don't say hola, or you don't say all that stuff. It's different there. A lot of people that speak really good Spanish say they get by there, but yeah, because some of it is similar. Like when I was in a taxi, the taxi guy said "cuidado," and I was like, "Oh, that's the same as Spanish. Be careful." But yeah, the counting is different. You got to learn how to do the counting. Learn how to say hello, goodbye, thank you, obrigado, todo bem, todo bom, stuff like that. Bom dia, stuff like that. You still have to learn something. You can't just think, I know Spanish, I'm going to have a great time there. I mean, if you trying to tell someone you went four waters, you're going to say it totally different than Spanish. It's not the same. So, yeah, I think you need to learn the basics. Enrique says, Medellin or Bogota? I think that depends what you want. You want to party, you want to live. Two other people, if they're still watching. Marwa, he's told me his opinions. Got Marshall Powell. He knows the difference between the two. As far as just crazy best looking women, I'd probably pick Medellin, but you will see a lot in Bogota that are good looking. You will see more people in Bogota speak English. They're a little more international. If you were to actually just live in Bogota or Medellin for 1 year, you would have a lot more dates in Bogota that the women weren't asking for money. And like, if you go to Medellin, you see a really, really good looking woman, she goes out with you, she's probably gonna at least try to get you to spend a lot of money on the dinner and the drinks and the partying. And then versus in Bogota, you might meet a girl and she might pay for the dinner, she might pay for the drinks. So a little more natural. If you're looking for a girlfriend, I would pick Bogota. If you're looking for just 1 week of party, I'd probably go to Medellin. But you could also party in Bogota really good too. So, but if you're looking for, I would just say the women in Medellin were more about taking your money, I think, in my opinion. Sorry. Clifton says, I actually enjoy going to places and see them wearing the same stuff for 100 years, then pull out a cell phone. Yeah, you're right. The people in the natives in Guatemala are kind of weird. A lot of them don't want you to take pictures or video of them. I don't know. It's a little superstitious, but then some of them are pretty good. They have a phone. They're okay with the video and pictures, but some of them are just totally paranoid about that. I'm not sure. Tech Mechanic says Medellin definitely. Yeah. Let's see what Shay says. Bogota, less Propago, more real dates. Yeah, you're right. That's 100% true. So you said you're going to Colombia soon, so I guess you've been there before? Yeah. Bogota is... You really will just meet more women that aren't thinking about how much money you have. There'll be women that will be like, oh, it's an American guy or whatever you're from Europe. And they'll be like, wow, he's a great guy. Let me go out, hang out with him. And that's what they do. But Medellin, it's a lot of it's a lot of the women want you for your money there. I mean, I don't know. Bogota is really, uh, and I've been to Cali once. I don't know. I only stayed there maybe like 10 days, so I don't feel too comfortable talking about the women in Cali because I was only there like 10 days, so I didn't really get to know them. Cali seems more a little more laid back to me. I don't know. In my opinion, I thought Cali was a little more laid back. But you can do the partying stuff there, and they're really famous for dancing there. But I thought it was a little more laid back in Cali. Malik says, "Do you ever get lonely when you travel? How do you deal with it when it happens?" I think, I think some of us other YouTubers talk about that. I personally like spending a lot of time by myself. That's just that's my personality. So I don't know. I'm kind of I think that depends on your personality. My personality is, yeah, I don't want to go out in the middle of the desert or jungle by myself, but at the same time, I don't mind living by myself or something like that. How would you? How do you deal with it? Yeah, you just go out to bar, club. A lot of places I've been to, there's some kind of bars and clubs. Maybe the most boring place I went in South America was French Guiana. I went there and I don't know, I was bored as hell. In French Guiana, they really speak French. I mean, it's not people. I went there and a lot of people couldn't speak English. I mean, that's their country; they don't need to speak English, but they didn't speak Spanish. You need to speak French to them, and my French is really, really lousy. So, yeah, I was kind of bored and lonely in French Guiana, but I don't know. I was fine. Just as a YouTuber, you can just record more videos, edit more videos. And when you edit a video, you could spend 30 minutes, make a video, or you can make it a little bit better by taking 2 hours. You know, it's up to you. Okay. What was my longest trip non-military? My longest, not my longest traveling nonstop was about 11 months. And that was like 2017, 2018. But I kept getting these stupid notices. My parents kept saying I have jury duty. I mean, I wasn't even in the U.S. And I kept getting these emails, jury duty, jury duty, jury duty. And I kept extending and canceling. And then eventually I came back to the U.S. And that's when I stopped traveling, actually. So I don't know. It's 11 months. And something I regret is not starting YouTube earlier because, I mean, a lot of you guys, almost everyone's traveled, but you haven't made videos about it. So, like some of you were talking about starting a YouTube channel, you know, the best thing to do is go ahead and get started and just do it. You know, don't be like, I'll make a YouTube video after I buy a new camera and then you'll be like, well, I need a microphone. And you'll be like, okay, I'll make YouTube videos after I buy a microphone. After you get all this stuff, you guys still don't make YouTube videos, you know. I've been doing that myself. I'll be like, I stopped doing YouTube. Then I buy me a nice fancy camera. And I said, oh, I'll make a YouTube video after I buy this new camera. And then I don't do it. So the hardest part of YouTube is actually making your first video. Once you make that first video, the second one comes a little easier. After you've done about 20, 30 videos, it's so easy and natural. Just get started, you know. Clifton says that I'm going to start a channel since, yeah, that's the way it is, man. It's the way Philly Dom was. The YouTuber Philly Dom, me and Maro was like, he was our friend, and we were like, come on, man, just make a video. And then he kept having excuses, you know, like, I don't have a camera. this and that, and we're like, hey, just use your phone. You don't need a fancy camera to make a video. You just use your phone. Uh, and then he started making some videos, and honestly, almost anyone in their first video is gonna suck. Honestly, I look back at my first videos, and go, wow, that kind of stupid. But you just need to get started. What's the biggest mistake I made as a YouTuber? My biggest mistake was stopping, probably. Like if you were watching me and Marwa, we were friends, and our subscribers were always even. And then 2018, I stopped. I kind of told you guys earlier in the video I stopped because they took my passport. So I stopped making YouTube videos, and then I was making up to 1,500 a month on YouTube with 10,000 subscribers, and that kept going for, even after I stopped, it kept going for about 3 months, and then after 3 months, it just took a big nosedive and disappeared. Then when I tried to start my YouTube channel back up, it just really, really slow. Even though I have about 34,000 subscribers, my YouTube channel acts like it has 500, is basically. So sometimes I'm a little discouraged about that, but I'm hoping it catches back someday. And another mistake is not getting started earlier. Like Clifton, you say you guys are going to make a YouTube channel, and you guys don't do it. You guys, once you get started and do it, you will, I don't know, it comes second nature. You just start doing it. And another, maybe Marshall Powell will agree. I don't know. I think sometimes you get a little burned out. You like I'll go to, like, I went to Buenos Aires, and it's like, wake up. It's like, okay, let me record some video. Where am I going? Get my stuff ready. Go record a video. Come back, edit, and then upload. And then maybe I'll have some fun for an hour or two. Then the next day, the same thing. Then you realize, you're just kind of working. You're not really enjoying Buenos Aires. You're just kind of working. So it's good as a YouTuber, like someone like Marshall Powell is, you just take it easy, take a break. You don't need to upload a video every day. I told Marwa I was, keep uploading the videos every day but you get to the point where you don't need to do that anymore. Like Marwa doesn't need to upload a video every single day. You can do it once a week, twice a week, something, whatever fits your schedule. But if you're a fresh YouTuber like Philly Dom was, I said, hey, pump out these videos every day, once a day, twice a day, just to get started. But once you start making the money, I think enjoy yourself. You don't need to put out as many videos. Malik, do you get recognized from YouTube videos when you go to places? Me, not so much. I've had it happen in Medellin. People see me in like Parque Jarris. They'd be like, oh, I know you. And one time I was in Bogota, I was looking for a place to eat, and honestly, I don't like Colombian food. So I know my other YouTubers that have been in Colombia, they might agree with me that they don't. Colombian food's really not all that great. The Colombians love Colombian food, but a lot of other people don't like Colombian food, and so I just kept popping my head in and out of restaurants, and one guy is like, "Hey, I know you," and then I decided to eat there and sit down with him and talk. But yeah, it's kind of rare for me. No, I don't get too many people recognize me. If you kind of hang around somewhere, you do. Like I've seen Marwa get recognized a lot, but he looks more unique than, he's got his style, and he sticks out, stands out. Me, maybe I kind of blend in a little bit more when I travel. I don't stick out like, I just kind of blend in with the crowd. Someone like Marwa, like, instantly notice, be like, oh, that's Marwa. So me, I could just kind of ease my way in and blend in and not get noticed. Ooh. Texas Ranger. Why do you recommend Marwa? He's a sex tourist, only got views due to the girls. He's definitely not a sex tourist. We've known, a lot of people know, even my YouTuber friends that are watching here. We know that thumbnails of girls gets a lot of views. It's just the way it is. Honestly, it really is. And if you're like, wow, I'm not getting any views on my video, let me take a video of these girls here, and they look so hot and sexy. I mean, they're not naked or anything. And then you put the YouTube video up. We know the video is going to get a lot of views. It's going to get a lot of, you might get a lot of subscribers. But the problem is, the real big problem is, the people that subscribe to you are going to expect you to keep doing that. So when you decide that, hey, I'm not going to make every single video about these girls in Parque Jerez, Medellin, Colombia, people will be like, hey, what are you doing making videos in Guadalajara, Mexico? It's boring there. And you start having problems with your own subscribers. They're like, people subscribe to you because you made videos of these girls. And then when you make a video about food or something, they hit dislike and unsubscribe or something. But I think as a overall goal, most YouTubers should want to grow and become someone that people sponsor. Like, I would love if an airline said, hey, you want free first class flights? I mean, it's not going to happen if I keep showing videos of hookers, right? I would love a Airbnb. I did get one free Airbnb before, in St. Vincent. I stayed at the Airbnb, then I told them I was a YouTuber. They watched my YouTube videos, and I went to a different part of St. Vincent. And then I sent them WhatsApp that said, hey, I'm coming back. I'll stay at your Airbnb. And they said, we'll let you stay there for free if you make a YouTube video about my Airbnb. I said, that's cool. So, I mean, just think if I kept making videos about hookers or something, they're not going to let me stay at their Airbnb for free. No one's going to do anything like that. So, and a lot of the videos about girls are getting demonetized and stuff like that. So you don't want your video like that. So him as a sex tourist, no, he's definitely not. I know him. He doesn't do that, but he might go to like Thailand and go to the most wild city in the world, which is Pattaya, Thailand, and the thousands and thousands and thousands of hookers everywhere. That's what Pattaya, Thailand is like. Just nothing but just crazy, almost 24-hour wildness and sin in Pattaya, Thailand. Those videos are going to get a lot of views. Doesn't mean you're a sex tourist. I don't know. Okay, text stranger. What about recording girls from hiding positions is wrong? You cannot do that without permission. Marwa built his channel on that. I mean, me and him, I was actually honestly one of the first to do that. You go like YouTube, search Medellin Parque Jerez nightlife, and then you try to look for the very oldest video. I was honestly, I mean, look it up yourself. I was honestly the first one in Parque Jerez, being a little creep, recording the girls. But that was before I was actually like trying to be a good YouTuber. I was in Parque Jerez. It was like 2014, 2015, and I was just having a beer with my friend from Texas, and then we saw so many hot-looking girls in Parque Jerez, and I took a little video and I shared it on YouTube, and it got a lot of views, even though I had very few subscribers. And I don't know. I've kind of, me and Marwa talk as friends, and I say, we've talked about what he should do, what he shouldn't do, and really told him, you should keep your channel clean and we will get the, he will get the subscribers, just not as fast. He will get the views, just not as fast. But I mean, if you look at his channel now, he's not doing that. I don't think. He just, I don't know. It's what we started with to get a little kickstart, but it's not something sustainable. Look at there's a YouTuber called Cheap Charlie. He's maybe got 350,000 subscribers, and he had to pretty much make his channel private for a while and delete a lot of videos because he really was just taking video of girls in Thailand and with the camera that had a lot of zoom on it, and then I think he ended up deleting all those videos and made his channel clean now. But those videos, you get a lot of views. They're just not going to make any money. I mean, I don't know. Okay. Clifton says, it reminds me when I went to Machu Picchu, someone said, why fly all the way there to climb a rock instead of going to Brazil or DR? People want to live their fantasies through you. Yeah, well, that's cool that you went to Machu Picchu. A lot of, I think, if you're a travel YouTuber, that's one of the places you should go to. I went there before I was making YouTube videos, but yeah, I think it really depends on what you want. Like, just because you're a single guy doesn't mean you want to go Pattaya, Thailand. It doesn't mean you want to go to Medellin, Colombia, or Cancun, Mexico, and just party. You maybe you just want to go to Machu Picchu. Maybe. I mean, I think as a traveler, I think most people want to see the big things like Machu Picchu. You want to see the pyramids in Egypt. You want to see the Eiffel Tower. Or you want to see all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. It really depends what you want. If you're looking as a single guy looking to go party, Brazil or DR is definitely top choices. Vin, ever flew first class to which destination? I have flown first class. I've never purposefully bought the tickets. I got lucky a couple times where like, everything's kind of full, but we'll get you in first class for free. Okay, I've done that. I think once because I was in the military, like especially if you're in military in uniform, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, you want to sit in first class? And they let you sit. But I've only been in first class, I think, twice. And I've never purposefully paid the extra to do that. So, where was it? I can't remember where. I was like in the probably Middle East somewhere. Not quite sure. Maybe one time South America. I can't. Maybe it was Avianca. Maybe it might have been right around Peru, something like that. I can't remember. When do you go to Africa? I'm not quite sure when. That's one of the few continents I haven't been to. I have not been to Africa. I remember I told a girl once I've been to every continent except for Africa. Then she mentioned, oh, I've been to the South Pole. And then I was like, oh, she's a smartass. Okay. So no, I didn't go to the South Pole either. But I do want to go to Africa. I need to get my travel situation sorted first, and then this COVID BS needs to disappear. And I don't know how many of you guys got the vaccine. I got vaccinated. I laminated my vaccine card in case that helps. I'm not sure if that helps or not. Malik says, what do you think would be the best niche for a new travel YouTuber? Where would you recommend going, and what would you recommend focusing on? Always recommend going places where, I mean, I don't want to say they're dangerous, but recommend going places people don't want to go to. I mean, let's say South America. What's the first country you guys think of? You guys probably think Brazil. You guys probably think Colombia, Venezuela, or Peru. A lot of you guys don't think, oh, Guyana. I mean, I guarantee you go to Guyana and make YouTube videos there. They do really, really good. I mean, my number one video is from Guyana. I actually only have one video over 1 million views, which is kind of not that great for a YouTuber. But my only video with over 1 million views is from Guyana. So go to places people don't want to go or can't go or whatever. Like I know if I went to, let's say I went to Baghdad, and I mean, I don't think we can go to Baghdad, but if I went to Baghdad and made Baghdad, Iraq videos, I'd probably get a lot of views just because who's going there or doing that? I mean, so go to places that people don't want to go, can't go, or scared to go. Like if you went to South America, you go to Suriname, you go to Guyana. You might get some out of French Guiana. I made some videos in French Guiana. I thought that was a little boring there actually, but or you can go to the places that are already popular, like Rio, Brazil. I think there's almost too many people in Medellin, Colombia. I started making videos in Medellin, Colombia, like 2015, but I think there's way too many people there doing that. You would be competing with a lot of competition there. But like someone said earlier, what are my regrets is when you're there, you have to enjoy yourself and not just YouTube. Don't go there and YouTube, and then you found out you didn't have any fun there. Okay. Any more questions? Let me see if I found anything. Michael Johnson. Let's see. So if you guys just kind of tuned in, where are you guys at? Where are you guys from? I know some of you guys earlier said you got someone from in Kazakhstan and Israel. I don't know. Kind of had a question for you, Shay, if you're still around. When I go to Colombia, I see lots of Israelis there. I'm just kind of, from your own opinion, I'm curious, why are there so many Israelis in Colombia? I see them, especially on the coast, like in Santa Marta, or I went to a little town called Taganga. A lot of Israelis, a lot of them in Cartagena too. A lot of Israelis in Colombia, So let me know your opinion of why are there so many Israelis in Colombia. Texas Ranger, one more question. Okay, what's your question, Texas Ranger? I mean, you have to understand, Marwa is my friend. So I'm not gonna put him on blast, and then you have to understand that YouTubers kind of have their own situations. Like me, for example, I honestly don't need money from YouTube. I mean, I do like making money from YouTube. When I get some money, I buy something with it. Like I buy a new camera, or buy a new microphone. This little microphone here is like $700. I like to buy nice camera equipment. But some people really only make money from YouTube. So people like that, they're hustling and bustling, doing whatever they can on YouTube to make enough money just to eat, just to travel, just to pay for the hotels, pay for the bus, stay for the hostels. Like even if Marshall Powell's still around, we don't stay at hostels. We don't sit there and take the little cheap buses around or something. We stay at hotels. We stay at Airbnbs. I travel around with a big suitcase, a backpack, and a laptop bag. I don't travel around with the little small backpack. I don't do that. It costs me money, a lot more money to travel around. But I personally, I make money already. I have a retirement and a pension and all that stuff. I honestly don't need money from YouTube. So there's nothing keeping me from saying, hey, I quit YouTube. I don't want to make any more YouTube videos. I think Marshall Powell is in the same situation. He doesn't need the money from YouTube. It's nice to have, but if you take someone like Marwa, if YouTube disappears, he's in trouble. I mean, he needs to make his money from YouTube. So I suggested to him to buy a house and make a house or something. So if YouTube disappears, he's got something, and that's what he's doing right now. He's making a really, really big house in Kenya. And if next year YouTube disappears or his channel disappears, he's got a really, really big house. So you can hate on someone if you want to, but people that have absolutely no income, no job, and depend on the YouTube videos, they're going to take a little more risks and do things that a YouTuber like me isn't willing to do. I'm personally willing to go to dangerous areas. It doesn't bother me, but there are people willing to do even more than that because they need the money from YouTube. I don't need the money from YouTube. Okay. Texas Ranger, what is your opinion about walking videos? That's how I started. Kind of. My first real kind of YouTube video was probably in Parque Jarras, and I know some of those videos got deleted. So if you look at my Parque Jarras videos, some of them got deleted. Actually, I'm probably gonna edit those a little bit and upload again. So in the next couple months, you guys might see some videos that got deleted, and I will upload them again. Okay, so what about walking videos? Every day I see more channels with walking videos, which doesn't make any sense. If everybody will start walking videos, nobody will watch that. I kind of agree with you. Like, that's just the way I was. Like, when I said this in earlier videos, live streams, that my YouTube, it started out as I wanted to show you what I saw. I didn't have an intention to talk about. One of my first videos like that was right around Medellin, Colombia. My intention wasn't to tell you about it. It wasn't to teach you a history lesson. It wasn't about to teach you. I didn't want to teach you where to go drink, where to eat, how much it costs. I wanted to show you what it looked like. So that's what I did. Because I was in Parque Jarras having a beer with my friend, and unbelievable amount of really, really good looking women there. We just could not believe it. And I wanted to show everybody that. So that's why it was in my video, one of my earlier videos. And I had videos older than that. I guess they got deleted. I see them as deleted, but I wanted to show you guys what I see. So when I had all these walking videos, I'm showing you what I see. That was my intention. It wasn't about to tell you about the place. So I kind of slowly but surely started talking about the place and a little bit, but I don't know. I don't want to walk around, let's say Mexico City, and talk about something I have really no idea about. I could say something about Mexico City, and then you're like, "Oh, you're wrong, you dumbass." So I don't know. Clifton says walking video channels had a lot of subscribers, so it's a big following. Yeah, I would really like. Kind of hard for me to talk about this. So I was in military for a while, 20 years, and one thing they teach you is not basic military, but especially I was in intelligence for a while. They teach you to blend in a little bit. You don't want to, if you want to stay safe, you don't walk around like, let's say Medellin, Colombia, wearing shorts, swim shorts, and slippers or something like that. if you went to like Medellin, Colombia, and you want to look like a local, wear blue jeans, maybe some sort of sneakers, and a collared shirt, long sleeve shirt, something like that. Or, if you want to stay safe, you try to dress like the locals. So if you watch a walking video, you can see what the locals look like. You can kind of see what they're doing or something. And I don't know. I would suggest if you went to Bogota, Colombia, and you never been there before, watch a walking video and see what kind of clothes they wear, and try to dress similar to that. You don't want to. I wouldn't walk around Bogota, Colombia wearing hoodie and sweatpants and flip flops with socks. It's just not. You shouldn't do that. Dress kind of like how they dress. So that's why I think walking videos are kind of important, I think. Let's say William D. I wish there was more content in Brazil or Argentina. Definitely way too much Colombian content. Yeah, there's all. I don't know. I started making videos there in 2015, but I think now it's just way too many. It's just you just gotta pick your favorite YouTubers and watch them. They're like a lot of popular YouTubers are in Colombia, and you pick your favorites and then just watch them. But yeah, there's almost way too many people. Malik says, "What's the biggest benefit of you being a YouTuber other than the money? You've been able to make some cool friends that you wouldn't have ordinarily been able to make." Personally, for me, I have not had a lot of. I think there's different styles of YouTube. You could be like Marwa and Marshall Powell, and you got the camera talking to the camera and saying, "Hey, I'm Marshall Powell. I'm here in Cali, Colombia. I'm gonna go have lunch, and here's my friends." Blah blah blah. Or it could be like me, where I'm just kind of showing you. I'm showing you what I see. I'm not really exactly saying, "Hey, I'm Richard. How are you? I'm going to go have lunch and go to this club." So YouTubers like that are going to get recognized. Me, I'll be honest. If you're not in the mood to watch a video, you probably don't want to watch my videos because I'm not talking much. So sometimes I want to clean my house and I don't want to watch the screen like, because I have to clean my house, right? I want to listen to something though. I want to hear a podcast. I want to hear people talking. I don't want to keep my eyes glued to the screen, or I can listen to a video while I'm driving. I can't watch it. So yeah, honestly, so my videos, this video you can listen to. You can clean your house while I'm talking to you guys, but you guys can't clean your house, wash your dishes while watching my walking videos, right? So, Shay. Colombia has many Israelis for the nice girls and cheap prices. Got famous here for that. Also, some of the houses were run by Israelis, so it got famous for its Casa of Israelis. Okay. So one person told me a lot of Israelis want to do the drugs there. That's just one reason. But I've had a lot of Colombian lady friends that are like, oh, they've had dates and relationships with the Israelis. So a lot of the Colombian women do like Israeli guys. Melik says, how many terabytes of videos do you save from all your video work over the years? I'm starting to save less and less. I always thought that I would reuse the videos, and I end up not. So I have a lot of small 4 or 5 terabyte hard drives. I probably have like 20 terabytes, 30 terabytes. But yeah, I might just There are other ways to make money, like you could sell your videos in different ways, and I keep thinking about doing that. I just never have. So if honestly I'm not going to do that, um, I don't know. There's almost no reason to save it. Mm. Are Mexican girls pretty? Yes, there's. It's just like anywhere. You can go to the United States and find ugly girls, good-looking girls. I mean, if I went to a shopping mall tomorrow, I will see average girls, ugly girls, good-looking girls, even here in California. So, um, lots of good-looking Mexican girls, lots of average ones, lots of ugly ones. So, uh, but if you go somewhere like, let's say Medellin, Colombia, yeah, you could find some ugly ones and fat ones, but lots and lots of top tier number nines and tens walking around. You would be surprised, but yeah, there are lots of good looking Mexican girls. Yeah. Have I ever had someone try to steal my camera while traveling? You know, sometimes I have a gut instinct someone's going to do something, and then I just don't video. Like I was in Rio de Janeiro, and I don't know. I kept having a gut instinct of, hey, don't take a video here, and I feel kind of bad that I didn't, but I walked all up and down the beaches of Rio de Janeiro, and I don't know. I just kind of maybe I was scared. I guess I'll have to call it scared. I just did not take my camera out and record a video around Rio de Janeiro. I just something told me don't do that. I remember walking around Bogota. Like I think now in Bogota it's not so bad, but right around 2015, 16, 17. People in Bogota, they would look at me funny when I was walking around with the camera taking video. They I've heard people say like, man, that guy's stupid. I heard people saying that. I was in Belo, or maybe my pronunciation should be Bello, but I was in a little bit north of Medellin, Colombia, and a woman saw me taking a video. She's like, what are you doing? That's stupid. She said, put your camera away. And then she said, hey, it's dangerous here. Don't do that. I've had people do that, say that to me in like Colombia quite a few times, but I never had anyone like honestly try to steal my camera. No. Texas Ranger, while you said Marshall doesn't need money, he doesn't work. He is a young man, so pretty good at putting two and two together. If you watch one of his latest videos, the first time he went to Colombia, he had $20,000. When he left Colombia, he had $19,000. And then he was a computer programmer for 3 years. And most computer programmers I know make over $100,000. So he did that for 3 years. And what he's doing, he could actually do it from Mexico. I know a lot of computer programmer friends that they just travel, and so I'm just guessing. He's got money. He's not broke, and he's not staying in 5-star places. I don't stay in 5-star places either because I don't see a reason to. Even if I had the money, I wouldn't stay at 5-star places. But Marshall Powell, if he wants to make money, he could be a computer programmer wherever he is, making 6 figures really easy. So you guys are helping his channel by supporting him. Plus, it's good to support your YouTubers because then they know that you guys care. Like, I don't know how many people are watching me right now, but let's say nobody's watching me. So I only got 19 people, but it's like 1:40 a.m. where I am at. It's obviously not too many people watching, but if I had one person watching me after 10 minutes, I'd be like, hey, I gotta go. Got no one to talk to, right? So Sometimes recently I make a video and it gets 100 or 200 views, and it's like, hey, do I even want to make a YouTube video anymore? I mean, why? I mean, so I have to go back to basics and make YouTube videos because that's what I want to do. I can't do it for the money or the views, you know. But mm, I'm doing this live stream right now because I want to. Yeah, I actually want to go live yesterday. I just didn't. But I don't know. You just that. So that's why I said that about Marshall Pell. But not all of us need money. There's some of us that some YouTubers that really do need the money. I'm not going to mention names, but I got a YouTuber friend. He's traveling around and he's going paycheck to paycheck, YouTube paycheck, and uh, he'll stay where he can for free. He'll stay where he can for cheap. He'll stay around for a while, not travel much because he's going paycheck to paycheck, and he can't buy the fancy cameras and the fancy microphones, stuff like that. He wants his live stream to look nice and clear like this, but he doesn't have the money to afford the stuff. Once he can afford it, I'll help him with the technicals. But so that's why I say that Marshall Powell is not living paycheck paycheck, in my opinion. I could be wrong. He just sent me $5, and so that's why I said that. You've been pioneer of walking videos and I respect, but now is too much of these people on YouTube. Everybody want to copy you. Yeah, the walking around videos are probably the easiest things you could possibly do. I mean, just it's so easy to edit too. I walk, I video. Editing is so easy, and I upload. If you want to make a video like, I'll say like Marshall Powell, you might have 20 different clips, and you got to keep track of all this. And if you use more than one camera, you're really screwed. You have to get all this stuff together, and it's more of a pain in the butt to edit that kind of video. The walking around video is so easy to edit. I don't know if you want to be a YouTuber, you never ever made a YouTube video, and you want an easy video, make your first one a walking around video. It's so easy to edit. Not much to do. Shay, also, many Clement girls like to hang out with Israeli casas. They get free food, party, drugs, and they like the Israeli guys. You have to agree with you. One of my really... Sometimes you get these kind of I get these Colombian lady friends that they're just, you've known them for a long time. And yeah, one of them, they did exactly like you said. She doesn't do drugs, but yeah, they get free place to stay. They like the Israeli guys. You see a lot of Colombian girls with the Israeli. They'll get the words written in with Hebrew, right? You'd be like, hey, why did they do that for? That's kind of weird. But I don't know. The Colombian, yeah, a lot of Israeli guys get the attention from Colombian girls. Bayo, you got to be careful. I found Bayo very interesting because not too many gringos go there. Like if you obviously go to like Parque Jarras or areas of Laureles, a lot of foreigners there, but you just kind of go north like 30 minutes and then you won't see any at all. And I found that very fun and interesting, especially some areas of there, the nightlife is like really, really crazy. I've seen nightlife in Bayo that's maybe more crazy than Parque Jarras, and I don't know. I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting, but yeah, you got to be careful. Why are you giving up 6-figure job for YouTube? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's not me. I'm retired. I make pretty good living retired, but as far as someone else, maybe we're talking about someone else. Not everybody wants to work 10, 12 hours a day, then go home or work at home and then have kids. And I don't know. I don't want to stay here in the U.S., work 40 hours, 50 hours a week, go home, have a wife, kids, and go back to work the next day, and then Saturday, Sunday, cut my grass and trim my trees. And I don't want that kind of life for myself. So not just because you make $150,000 doesn't mean you're happy, right? I mean, doctors can make lots of money, but hey, I don't want to work that much. I don't want to do that. So, Texas Ranger, don't be so negative. Remind me of that Debbie Downer character. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, Texas Ranger, you do sound a little negative. I don't know. I don't remember you watching me before, but you know, not everybody wants to work. I think a lot of people that watch our videos are people that are tired of working 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, going home and watching YouTube videos of people traveling. They don't want to do that stuff. I don't want to do it. I mean, I could get another job and make pretty good money, even more money than. I don't want to work again, honestly. I mean, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind volunteering. Like, I want to volunteer for some VA stuff and help my friends be better YouTubers or do something, be someone's video editor or something like that. But I don't want to work again. I don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I don't believe that. Look for his channel. He got at least 6 payment methods for support. You don't do that if you have money. This guy lived in mommy house for entire life. I don't know his personal life, but I don't know. To be happy in life, you have to have success. I mean, you want to, if I had $150,000 job and then I was like, hey, screw that. I don't like this crap. I want to be a YouTuber. The money you had isn't going to last forever. One way to show progress is how much money you made and how many subscribers and how many views. So you could be like, hey, nobody's watching my videos. Why I'm going to quit. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that. I feel like, hey, nobody's watching my stupid video in Reno, Nevada, because nobody cares about Reno, Nevada, right? So I go to Las Vegas and it does better. Or when I can travel again, I'll go back to Colombia and get more views, and I'll go to these dangerous places nobody wants to go to because I know what to do. But nobody wants to do that stupid crap of work. Oh, thank you, Marshall. Marshall's still listening. Yeah, so Marshall, we'll talk about Marshall Powell some more. He can make money if he wants to make money the way everybody else makes money. But people like him and me, we don't want to do that crap. We don't want to. I don't want to go to work. I don't want the life of my mom, my dad. My parents are technically millionaires. They have 2 houses over 500,000. They're paid off, money in the bank. But to me, it's so boring. I mean, I don't want to do that. I mean, my brother's doing really good. I don't want to do what my brother does. My sister's a nurse. She makes a ridiculous amount of money, has 2 houses, and she'll end up with more houses. And she works so much. I mean, I don't want to do that shit. You know, I want the easy. I want to do what I want when I want. That's the happiness is go. Like I can't travel right now, but someone like Marshall Powell, he can travel. He can go where he wants, when he wants. What's better than that? I mean, you want to make $200,000 a year and work 6 days a week and go home to your family for. That's some boring, boring stuff there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why would you do that? Is it safe to live in Tijuana and work in the U.S.? Yeah, a lot of people do that. Actually, surprisingly, I think you definitely need to get, what's it called, the global entry or the fast pass or whatever it is. A lot of people do that. I'm really surprised. I've crossed through Tijuana and San Diego many, many times, and a lot of people, they cross the border, work in the U.S., and they go back home. And even Americans do that. You'll see Americans like look at their American Philly Dom. He's my friend. He used to just live in Tijuana cheap, and then if he had to do some work, he'd do it in San Diego. And a lot of people really do that. So yeah, a lot of people do that. Thank you again, Marshall. I think you kind of agree. I must show you agree with what I've been saying. I've been talking about you too. I think you kind of agree that most of us don't want to do that stupid 9 to 5 crap every day for the rest of our life. We want to do something different. And in my opinion, I don't think Marshall Powell is broke. He could. I've seen so many computer programmers just travel the worlds and do their computer programming wherever they are. If he needs to, he could work wherever he is. So I definitely don't blame him for doing that. People have more than one stream of income. That's true. Like I haven't made a lot of money on YouTube, but I'm only making YouTube videos right now because that's what I feel like doing. Honestly, I'm getting a little bored here. I've been thinking about taking a road trip for quite a while. Thinking about going to Reno and Oregon, but I don't know. I keep having all these medical appointments. Shay says, thumbs up. Malik. Damn, Marshall is flexing on the super chats tonight. Yeah, thank you, Marshall Bell. It feels kind of funny. Like, I see him, I was like, should I give him a super chat? I was like, it's kind of, I never met him, but he's like, I feel like he's my friend. So it's like, and I watch Philly Dom, and I go, he's my friend. Should I give him a super chat? I was like, it's kind of weird. I know. I see Marwa, and I was like, he's my friend. Should I send him a super chat? And I was like, no, he's my friend. I don't feel like. Oh, so I really appreciate that from Marshall Pell. Clifton, I feel the same way. I know people, family that have a lot material-wise, big houses and expensive cars, but keeping themselves to maintain it. Yeah, that's just the typical American. I'll put Marshall Powell back on there, but yeah, that's just the typical American lifestyle that I think we're tired of that. My parents, they didn't look at Instagram and go, wow, I want to go to Hawaii. They didn't look at YouTube videos of Colombia or Brazil. They took go to college, get a degree, get a good paying job, marry a good wife, buy yourself a car, buy yourself a house, and pay for your kids' college. And then you're going to retire when you're 60, and then take a few vacations and retire in Florida. And then 70 or 80, you die. I mean, that's some boring stuff. I mean, that's like a predetermined life plan that the stupidest, if you could really be like, that's what I'm going to do. You already written the book of your life. You're done. You know exactly how you're going to die. That's some boring crap right there, Amy. Jimmy, which country you will? It throws me off when someone writes something. Okay, like that. Which country you will choose to live in? You decide to leave USA. I've told a lot of my close friends that I would not. I don't think I could sit down somewhere and just I couldn't just sit down and live somewhere like this. Um, yeah, I don't know. I want to at least. I've been to like 85 countries, but I want to go to at least 100, and I'm sure after that I'll be like 150. So I don't know. I don't see myself living somewhere. So like I keep saying, I want to buy a house in Las Vegas. I probably shouldn't. It'd be a dumb idea, wouldn't it? Marshall is useless. Thinking people are stupid and will donate to him. He run out from Colombia like a rat. Come on, man. You don't need to be so negative like that, dude. The way I have my chat is I can't really do much. You guys, you probably like on the bottom you see me like highlight stuff like that. The way I did that, I can't moderate my channel, unfortunately. I do. I don't have any moderators on here right now, do I? Yeah. So unfortunately, if I want to moderate my channel, I would have to maybe do it on my phone. Let's see. I don't know. Like on the bottom of the screen, you see like Richard. It looks like Texas Ranger guy is a troll. The way it took some little like tricks and programming, and because of that, I can't edit my chat actually. So let's see if I can. Okay. I made Marshall Powell a moderator. If you're still watching, you feel free to moderate. Clifton is a moderator. No, but you know, Texas Ranger. I really don't know who you are, and we don't. This isn't a chat to like put people down. It's not about that. It's like I mean, if someone like, let's say Marwa did something negative, maybe I would try to avoid the question or something, or in person to person I would tell them the truth. But in general, it's like we don't put someone on blast like that. So I really do value being able to tell the truth and say what you want. But if you put like 10 messages and all 80% are negative, I mean, that's just not cool. I mean, why are you here for? I honestly don't know why you're here. I mean, I'm on here, so if you guys want to talk about travel, we could talk about travel. If you guys, I've been to 85 countries. I have some experience. Marshall Powell has been traveling. He has experience, so my channel is mostly about travel, but I just have not been traveling. So I have to find something else to keep up with YouTube because I'm not traveling. It wasn't very long ago my YouTube channel was Richard's World Traveler. I deleted Traveler, so I am back to Richard's World. My first YouTube channel name was just my email address, and then I didn't know what to name my YouTube channel, so I became Richard's World. And then I thought, if I put the YouTube name Richard's World, people won't know what it's about. So I made it Richard's World Traveler. So it's like Richard's World, and then it's also World Traveler. So tap my mic. So I made my YouTube channel Richard's World Traveler, but I haven't traveled much, so I got rid of the Traveler. I might put it back again when I I might put it back again whenever I start traveling again. Thank you, Marshall. Yeah, just uh, yeah, I couldn't. I honestly don't like to moderate too much personally, and the way I set up my chat, I can't moderate it. I guess I can moderate it with my phone. I can't moderate it with my computer. Whatever shows up, shows up. Okay. Have you been to Barranquilla, Colombia? It's nice there. I thought it was okay. Surprisingly, a lot of really, really nice looking women there. That's the first thing I noticed when I went to the mall. I walk around the mall and I was like, "Jeez." You walk around Medellin, Colombia, the mall, you're like, "Wow." But I don't know. I went to Barranquilla. It felt like a different kind of wow. It was, but besides the women, yeah, I liked it. I really did like it. It's really nice walking around. Actually, I felt it's kind of weird. It's like some areas you could walk around, you almost feel like you're in the U.S. I don't know. Maybe that sounds weird, but you really could walk around Barranquilla and go like, "Hey, am I in the U.S.?" You know, there's places in Mexico like that too. Like if you go like some areas in Guadalajara, you're like, "Hey, this looks just like the United States." It didn't look any different. So yeah, I don't know. Barranquilla, it is nice. I would. What really surprised me is you stay a super high end Hilton was like $48, $50, but it's very rare to see a high end Hilton hotel that cheap. You know, if you went to a Hilton in Los Angeles, it's probably like what 250, 300. I don't know, something like that. Hilton is usually high end, expensive, but they had I forgot what they call it. It's like the higher end Hilton. It was like $50, and I was I was enjoying myself at the $50 hotel. Texas mechanics, Texas. How about you donate 15? Then we will see. I'm a long time supporter. You have knowledge and experience I like, but those other people are fake. Well, I don't know. Could you elaborate what you mean? I mean, I personally don't think I fake anything. I'm not honestly don't think I'm all that exciting. But what do you think is fake about them? I don't really see anything fake about them. I mean, Colombia in general is a fun place to visit, especially Cartagena rooftop Airbnb places. Yeah, Cartagena is really interesting. You could stay. I really like staying in the old walled city area, and but the problem is if you in Cartagena, if you stay in the old walled city area, the infrastructure really sucks. Like internet slow, electricity usually sometimes doesn't work good. Plumbing's not so good. So if you want to get away from that, then you go to the other parts of Cartagena, and then uh, I don't know. It's cool, modern, a little bit more modern, but infrastructure's better. I don't know, but yeah, the Cartagena, the coolest spot is actually I think the downtown. But I don't know. If you want the other stuff, you stay somewhere else. Colombia has few curfew right now. It's not too bad. Santa Marta is open until 11 p.m. It's kind of good. Cartagena is up to 10 p.m. It's not normal, but it's something cool to work with. Well, that's good to know. My friend Philly Dom is in Dominican Republic, and I think curfew is like 10 or 11 around there. Those places, those places just aren't as fun with the curfew going on. You can go like as of June 1st. I think just as of today, I think like Las Vegas is 100% normal. So you can go to Las Vegas and have a Las Vegas fun time, or you can go to these places with the curfews and uh, protests and stuff like that. I just don't think it's. Just don't think it's fun. You know, I mean, I don't understand all that. Put him on there again. Okay. So Shay, you seem to know a lot about Colombia. Where have you been? What do you like about it? You have any tips, suggestions? Let's see. Oh, I already answered that one. Is it safe to live in Tijuana and work in USA? I've already answered that, and so that was my fault. But me and Philly Dom, we actually have another video coming out. Basically, we were driving around Las Vegas, and we said, "Hey, let's drive around Las Vegas, talk about something else." So we have probably in the next few days, I'll have that video come out. The curfew changed this week. I think some places in DR start 3 p.m. on the weekends and 8 p.m. on the weekdays. Yeah, the weird thing about like the DR in Colombia is the governments are very. All I can say is like unpredictable. It's like um I don't know when it comes to government stuff, getting government stuff done through Colombia or the Dominican Republic, it's like definitely not reliable. You know, if you let's say you want to buy a house in one of those countries, and you definitely need to get you a lawyer, a professional, make sure everything's perfect because if not, you're gonna get screwed. You know, so well, that's all I can say about that. I mean, let's see. So yeah, the curfews there they could change in a couple of days and then get worse and get better. U.S. is just kind of a little more reliable as far as the government, even though I don't agree with U.S. politics. I don't like U.S. politics at all. I think the U.S. definitely does not set the example for having a good political system. You know, I wouldn't say China has a bad political system, but the U.S. is not. Our political system isn't something to be proud of. You know, we get two big political parties fighting against each other, and when you do that, nothing happens because you got the left and the right, and then a good decision is not made, and nothing happens. So, Shay, I've been in Colombia many times. I love the mix of fun and danger a little bit. I do too. I don't know. I guess there's something about being in a place slightly dangerous that kind of awakens something in my brain that gets me excited. I don't know. Maybe it's a dopamine rush or something. I don't know what it is. The Spanish, the amazing girls, but it's not for everyone. It's not a family resort destination I would recommend. Yeah, definitely. It's funny when I see like YouTubers. They have like a whole family, a wife, 3 kids, and they. It was a few years ago. They went to Medellin, and they're like our Medellin. I forgot the YouTube channel, but it was something like Medellin Life or something. It's like, hey, why do you want to bring your wife and your 3 American kids and live in Medellin for? I just don't understand that. It's this isn't that's not the place for you, really. Uh, I mean, I could understand if you're a single woman and you want to move there, fine. If you're a single guy, um, husband, wife, maybe, but being an American husband, wife, and 3 kids, you really want to bring them there and have them try to get some decent education. I don't understand that. So, mm, raised in South Central Los Angeles, you go to some dangerous places around the world and feel safer than a lot of places in your own state. Yeah, it's true. I honestly, in some places in the U.S., I feel really awkward for taking video. Like, if I'm in the U.S., I definitely have to be kind of in a touristy area, or I wouldn't feel. I would feel really awkward walking around my little city here, taking video, because uh, I don't know, man. I don't know why. Man. It's just a little funny feeling of doing that. But if I go to some other areas as American, I really don't get that strange feeling. But yeah, I don't know. I I feel just as safe in a lot of these other countries. Hmm. Let's go back to this one. Those countries you mentioned, it's hard to find content on YouTube, so I'm sure it would be uncharted niche. Yeah, I still recommend to a lot of people, if you're a traveling YouTuber, go to places that people don't want to go to. Um, Go to places people are scared to go to. Do things because really you have no competition. Let's say let's say I went to Syria. I mean, who really wants to go to Syria right now? Not many people. But just imagine you're the traveling YouTuber and you're in Syria right now making videos on the streets of Syria. I mean, your, your YouTube channel will just like totally blow up, go crazy. Um, but honestly, who wants to walk around Syria right now? But if you did, your YouTube channel would just totally blow up and go crazy. So yeah, go to places that people are scared of and don't want to go to. Mm, the Karens will get you. They are pretty dangerous. Yeah, yeah, that's the weird part. The Americans, it's easy to talk to. In some countries, it's not so easy to talk to strangers. In America, it is. I think it's pretty easy. In places I've lived, you can say talk to strangers no problem. But you definitely have some stuck up people, or um, a lot of times when I go to these foreign countries, I don't get that kind of feeling from people. All right. Any more questions, suggestions, anything else? How long have I been here? Only got 12, 13. It's like a crazy time of day right now. It's like 2:13 a.m. I honestly don't go to sleep till like 4 a.m. myself, but there, I should definitely start my chats earlier in the day. But mm, any more questions, suggestions? Hmm. So how long have I been here? Well, kind of running out of things to talk about. If you guys have anything else you want to talk about, otherwise I'll just cut it a little short. Well, it's not too short. Clifton, I'm at work, so that's why I'm up. Oh, makes sense. So you're at work. I bet you would rather be traveling, wouldn't you? That's why, like, we had some people, like Texas Ranger, he said, why would you give up your $100,000 job? I mean, it's not about really the money, really. I mean, if I'd rather have, let's say 20,000 a year than or 30,000 a year and traveling, making YouTube videos than make $100,000 and working 9 to 5 and all that boring stuff. Yes, work to travel. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of people work and then you travel and you hopefully you get in the situation where you eventually retire and hopefully you're not too old and you can travel around the world. But me personally, I'm glad I'm done with what I need to do. I did what I needed to do. I don't need to work anymore. And some of these younger people, let's say like Marshall, you know, they're not getting retirement money. So yeah, you need to make some money somehow. And me, I'm actually really fully retired. But you know, you get like Marwa and Philly Dom, they're living. Oh, Marwa's not living paycheck to paycheck. He's living really good. He tells me how much he makes, but we'll say Philly Dom, he's kind of going paycheck to paycheck actually. So uh, don't be surprised if they work hard and put a video out every day. Don't be surprised if they put 2 YouTube videos a day, and don't be surprised if they have a thumbnail that shows girls and shows girls stuff like that. I mean, I think that's something you need to kind of have to do that to get started. You know, usually when you go travel, how much luggage do you take with you? I usually take. I'm kind of a, I wouldn't say pack rat, but when I travel, I'm always worried about forgetting something. Like, so when I travel, probably half the stuff I don't even use, and then the next time I take a trip, I'll be like, hey, I didn't use this, but I use one big suitcase. I bring a backpack because usually you won't get charged for the backpack, and also you can get away with a laptop bag. So I have a laptop bag with. I'll put a lot of my heaviest stuff in my laptop bag because usually it's very rare, but sometimes they will weigh your laptop bag, but usually they don't weigh it. So I'll put a lot of heavy stuff in my laptop bag, and I get away with some weight there. And it's very rare, but sometimes they weigh your backpack. I'll put a lot of heavy stuff in my backpack, and then my suitcase will be barely making it as far as the weight goes. So if you ever have any weight issues when you travel, you know, you could put stuff. Usually they won't weigh your backpack. You put your heavy, expensive stuff in your backpack, or you can put it in your laptop bag and travel that way. It's very rare that they'll weigh your laptop bag. So I have a big laptop bag. And I'll just put all kinds of heavy, really my heavy stuff in there. I just carry a backpack and small carry-on. Yeah, it's kind of different styles for different people. Like Marwa travels with just a backpack. He just that's the way he travels. If you watch Marshall Palace videos, he travels like I do. He got a suitcase and a couple bags. We don't stay at hostels. We stay at Airbnbs and hotels. Staying in a hostel has its advantages for sure. It's really easy to meet people, but like my camera I'm using right now is pretty expensive. It's like $3,500, and I don't want to stay at a hostel. I always have a pretty expensive computer too. So from what I understand, a lot of people get stuff stolen at hostels. So I don't want to stay at a hostel and someone steals my computer and my lens and my laptop bag and all that stuff. I'd rather stay at Airbnb or hotel. Texas Rangers, thanks for our chat. Respect, boss. Last question. Why would you save only 20 times to go to Colombia if you're making thousands of dollars a month like a programmer? So I watched this from one of his previous live streams. The first time he went to Colombia, he had 20,000 in the bank before he got his degree or something, and then by the time he left Colombia, he still had 19,000, and then he went to work for 3 years as a computer programmer. We don't know how much money he made, and then he quit and then went back to traveling. So hopefully they answer that. 6-figure per year doesn't make sense, or maybe you're a baby crying, living of expensive appearance, making money of super chats. No, I don't know. I didn't ask you for a super chat, did I? I don't remember him asking. I I don't remember that. It, like you guys, like he gives me a super chat, and that makes me feel like great. I'll make a live stream next week. But if I was to get like 10 live streams and 10 comments, 10 likes, and no super chats, I'd be like, hey, nobody's interested. I mean, if you're not interested, honestly, why would I make a YouTube video? If I made a YouTube, in my next 10 YouTube videos, if I get only 1,000 views, honestly, I would just quit. I mean, why make a YouTube video if nobody's going to watch it? I mean, why make a YouTube video if you don't have some success? I mean, it's not just about the money. It's about showing. I don't know. It's about feeling some progress or success. I mean, it's not like, wow, he's helping me pay my rent. It's not like that. It's like, great, when I buy my next camera, I don't feel so guilty. I got a $7,000 camera there. You want to see it? So with my $3,500 camera, I'm showing you my, well, it's hard to show you. I'm showing you my $7,000 camera. But sometimes I buy a camera like that, and it's like, hey, I'm such a dumbass. Why am I buying this really, really expensive camera for? But someone like Marshall Powell sends me $50. I'm like, oh, cool. Like next time I buy a $7,000 camera, I don't feel like a dumbass. It's about feeling some success. It's kind of like that. Texas Ranger, do you have a passport? That's Clifton. So it's just not just about the money. Like, I made Clifton a moderator today. He didn't send me a super chat. I don't care. Marshall Powell, I've known him for a long time. My previous video, I made a couple moderators, and the one before that, I made a lot of moderators. I never had a moderator. Texas Ranger, you are on a different level. You're not like them. Your income don't have to e-begging online. I mean, like I said, there's YouTubers that only have money from YouTube. So if they want to do what, I think you're the first person I've seen come up with the term e-begging. That's an interesting term. But some people, they really do need the money. I don't need the money. But even if I did, I wouldn't do e-begging. But it's nice to, I don't know, I kind of like the business side of it. Like when me and Marwa were getting started, we were thinking like businessmen. Like, how do you do YouTube as a business? And then doing that was fun. I used to run I can't talk about too much. I used to have a really, really big eBay store, and I was probably one of the top eBay stores in that particular niche. But I thought that was very, very fun. Being one of the most successful eBayers, it felt very good. And then when you're a YouTuber and you're like, wow, my channel's growing, my video Medellin is doing better than anybody else's, you feel happy. It makes you feel good. That's kind of why some of us do this. It's not like, oh, please give me some money. I need to buy a ticket to Mexico. It's not like that. Ooh, someone's doing a lot of moderating. But you know, it's it's for someone like me and Marshall. It's not like, hey, we need your money. It's like, hey, thank you for your support. Thank you for showing your interest. And when I buy my $7,000 camera, I don't feel bad. You know, I don't feel stupid. You know, if all of a sudden you guys don't watch my YouTube videos, I'm just gonna stop. I mean, why? And then if I'm not making YouTube videos, I'm not gonna buy my expensive camera. I'm not gonna buy my lenses. I'm not gonna buy a new lap. I want to buy a new laptop. Mine's like 2 years old, but I'll probably buy a new laptop within 6 months. So, but if I'm not making any YouTube videos, I don't need a new laptop. I don't need any new stuff. So it's nice to have this success, you know. All right. So any more questions? Let's see, Clifton's doing quite the moderator job. Once again, thank you to Marshall Powell. And no, I'm not just highlighting that because he gave me $50, but I appreciate that. I mean, everybody, you know, YouTubers helping YouTubers. Like Marshall Powell, he kind of went live maybe 5, 6 weeks ago, and I told everybody, hey, watch Marshall Powell. He's back, you know. Outside the USA and Puerto Rico, what's your next trip? I want to. I bought a 2020 Jeep, and I want to drive it around. I would drive it around Mexico. I've rented cars in like Cancun, but I drove all the way to like Tulum. I drive to Merida. I went to a bunch of the temples. I rented a car in Guadalajara for a month, and I drove to Aguas Calientes. I went to Morelia, San Luis Potosi, a lot of different cities there, and I actually enjoy that. I enjoy like going to Mexico. Most people, you go to one city, or maybe you go to two cities, but it's actually really fun to do road trips. Like, so you go to Mexico and you do a road trip in Mexico. That's what I think is really interesting. So I've been to Colombia many times. For some reason, I never rented a car there. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a little scared to drive. Maybe I'm scared to drive around Colombia. I don't know. But if my Spanish was better, I wouldn't be afraid. But um, Mexico, I feel for some reason I feel comfortable driving there. I would take a really long road trip through Mexico. Is what I would do. So Clifton, you're like still in LA right now? Is what you're doing? I haven't had a drink in a while. Okay. Any more questions, suggestions? I know it's kind of the funky time of day. It's like 2:30 here. East Coast like 5:30. It's kind of funny. Like last time I live streamed, I started getting people that were waking up in like New York or something. Oh, that's okay. It's kind of weird. I got two chat windows. Sometimes they say different things. Are you doing any eBay resale right now? No, I haven't done it for a few years. I used to do it a lot. I knew the whole eBay business inside out. is you can apply on eBay. You can apply the same business that I would do in YouTube. Is you try to sell something other people don't have. Like I don't know. Let's say you had a Sony PlayStation 5 and you knew how to get a whole bunch of them. You could just buy a whole bunch of Sony PlayStation 5s and before anybody else has a lot, and you could just make a lot of money that way. So eBay is the same way. You could have something no one else has. You might see some ridiculous low price on something. I don't know. Let's say you went to Walmart and you've seen something that's supposed to be $100, but it's only $10, and so you look on eBay and say, "Well, people are selling them on eBay for $80, and but you can buy it for $10. Well, you just buy a whole bunch of them and sell them on eBay. You you find those opportunities all the time. You could the problem with the eBay these days is the shipping costs are like ridiculous. Shipping costs used to be pretty reasonable, but now shipping costs in eBay is kind of ridiculous. I'm not sure if I would get started again. Yes, I'm in the Los Angeles area, Inland Empire. Oh, cool. I think I know where that's at. Things kind of open back to normal back there again. Like I know Los Angeles was pretty closed down for quite a while. Forgot what else. I was just asking Clifton. I was just asking if you were still in Los Angeles. Tex Mechanics asks, "What do you think about Bitcoin and other trading platforms?" That's kind of like the. I used to study. I also used to, for about 3 years. I was a day when I was in. You guys see me. I was in Medellin and stuff. I was a day trader. I was trading stocks, and that gets that gets very stressful. Being a day trader, uh, very very stressful. Spent a lot of time. Spent a lot of time studying, researching. I hate waking up early in the morning. So when you trade stocks, you have to be awake a minimum of 1 hour before the stock market opens. So I don't know. I used to be a day trader, and extremely stressful. Have to wake up early in the morning. Have to spend all night doing research. So for Bitcoin, I think it's the same way. It's like I don't know. It's kind of stressful. I don't know. I wish I did buy Bitcoin when it was $200. I had the chance to, but I just didn't. So the thing about Bitcoin, there is a limited number of maximum Bitcoins. What is it, like 21 million? So the interesting thing about Bitcoin is it's limited. The U.S. can make more and more dollars. We can find more and more gold. For Bitcoin, there's a maximum theoretical amount. So if Bitcoin isn't banned in 10 years, it's really got no choice but to go up. I mean, it's been dipping lately, I think, because China's trying to shut it down, their Bitcoin miners and stuff. So if the government somehow ban and close Bitcoin, you could lose all your money. But if they can't, if they're not going to or they can't, then I think Bitcoin has no option but to keep going up in value. Because if you do something funny like the Dogecoin or something, I guess there's unlimited amount. You can have an unlimited amount, so it doesn't have a good chance of going up in value. But Bitcoin maximum was it 21 million, I think. What's going to happen when no more Bitcoin can be made? I'm not sure what's going to happen. So I don't really get into the investing in Bitcoins and trading stocks. I used to do that day trader thing for like 3-4 years, and it was very stressful. So trading Bitcoin, I think, would be stressful myself. Clifton, they say June 15th, everything is opening up and no masks. Oh, cool. I do like Los Angeles area. It's just, I think it's expensive. And, and that's another thing. Even though I'm not rich, I'm not poor, I like Los Angeles, but I just think it's expensive. So do I want to go to Mexico and spend $30 for a nice hotel, or do I want to go Los Angeles? Since if I want a nice hotel, it's $200, $300. I just don't. I don't know. Even though I like Los Angeles, it's I don't know. I find it better to go somewhere where a nice hotel is $20. Cryptocurrency at the point is too big to ban. Yeah, if that was a 100% known and true fact, then yes, jump in, buy your cryptocurrency now. But it's really the unknown that has investors not investing. Like if you went back 30 years ago, said is gold going to be more expensive or cheap? Everybody would buy gold because it is more expensive right now. But that's in investing, you got the risk to reward ratios, and cryptocurrency. A lot of people just like, hey, what is this? They don't understand this. Can the U.S. government just shut it down and make it disappear? And then I don't know. If I knew Bitcoin will be around in 10 years and not shut down and banned, yeah, I probably would buy some Bitcoin myself. I don't know. Okay. Clifton says, I hate this autocorrect. So any more questions, tips, suggestions? I'm here to answer any questions you guys have. I'm not e-begging or anything. I just here, if you guys have questions, I'd like to. Otherwise, I really have nothing to talk about because I would like to do online collaborations with other people so we have something to talk about. Not like during a live stream, you get some questions and interaction where if I was just me not doing this, the video would probably be very boring. So, some of you guys are criticizing someone like Marshall, where you're doing live streams. It's like content. It's like something to talk about. If I was in my room all by myself, not live on the internet, I have no idea what I would talk about. I just can't. A lot of the professional YouTubers, they're writing scripts. They're using teleprompters. They already have everything planned out and stuff like that. I'm not big into that. I'm not. I never written a script my whole life. You take someone like Marshall. He probably never wrote a script. We just kind of do things as they go. But it's one good thing about live is you could ask a question and then that gives me something to talk about for 2-3 minutes or stuff like that. But if you just doing a regular video, we have to have something to talk about. And honestly, I don't have much to talk about. I'm heading to Hako Beach July 3rd. If you get your password, can link up at Hako Beach. Yeah, I hope so. I should find out some news within a couple of weeks. I try to not think about that too much because it would drive me crazy. It was driving me crazy for a very long time. That's why I kind of disappeared. But try to move on and live my life, normal American life inside the U.S. is what I've been trying to do. But yeah, Hako Beach is pretty cool, actually. I don't know if you've been to some of the clubs there or not. Some of the clubs are I'm sure you probably have. The clubs there's some pretty wild clubs there, and the beach itself is okay. It's not bad. I really do like the people of Costa Rica though. The people of Costa Rica, they really easy to talk to. The Out of all the countries in South America, Central America, I think the Costa Ricans like to talk the most. They will just sit down there and talk to you for like 2-3 hours about something. Yeah. It didn't matter what it was about. The Costa Ricans will sit there and just talk and talk and talk, but not worthless talk. They're like intellectual conversations. The Costa Ricans will do some. I don't know. The Costa Ricans really like to have a conversation. Do they have strip clubs? I didn't see any Hako, but they have clubs for even like San Jose, Costa Rica. They have clubs and it'll be like 100 working women. We'll say working women from different countries. Uh, they have those there a lot in the capital. Like some of the places, like I forgot the name of the place already, but there's some really famous places in Costa Rica where you go there and it's just hundreds and hundreds of women, but they're all from foreign countries, most of them, not all of them, and they do what they do. Yeah, Delray, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Delray. I think I made a video, it was like room a room review in Delray Hotel. Yeah. They have a club like that there. You probably already know the name of it, but as far as strip clubs, I don't know. I hope things get for you the way you want, Richard. You are a great guy with a great channel. Hope to see you live again with a video. I'll send you a message when I start uploading videos from Colombia. Great. I hope you do well. Really, the hardest part about YouTube is getting started. And I stopped in like 2018, and getting started again was hard. But I guess getting restarted is a little easier because you already know how to do something like. But a lot of YouTubers, they just kind of often disappear, and you're like, hey, what happened to them? But some of them come back for a while. I came back kind of, I would say part time, but I don't know. Getting started is a hard thing. So you really got to make at least, one simple video. It could be any camera, any microphone system. You just use your phone, almost any topic. Just get started with your first experience. People in Rio would have a conversation with me in Portuguese. I nodded and smiled. I was tired of saying, now follow Portuguese all the time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people in Brazil do. You're right. Actually, I've met people. It's kind of funny. I met some girls in Brazil, and they had cars, and they'd be like, hey, you want to ride somewhere? And it's like I wasn't used to that. I wasn't, I never been to Colombia, and the girl's like, hey, I got a car. You want to ride? I've never really had that happen in Colombia, but in Brazil, that happened to me. So you're right. Brazilians will also, they will just up and talk to you. Oh, Casa Medellin. What equipment are you using for broadcasts? All right, so honestly, like I have a cheaper camera too. I could use. It's not so much the camera. You need a decent full frame camera. Like you could use a cheaper Sony A7 III. Then you need a capture card. I'm using OBS for the software. So I'll just type it in there. Sony A7S III camera. And Elgato. Actually, I think I put it all in the links. If you look in my video description, I put it all in there. Go to cam link. That's the biggest equipment. You don't need the Sony A7S III is like $3,600, but I have an older camera. It will do almost as good. But if you look at my video description, I have everything. Some people actually don't want to tell you what to use, but you can look at my video description. I put it in all in there. Almost every video I do that. I do sometimes make a little money off Amazon because you guys click on the links, but also I like doing that because I can look back and say, wow, that video looks good. What did I use? Because in 6 months from now, I won't know what I used. I will forget. So I personally, in my videos, in my description, I will put what I used, because in the future I could go, hey, that video sucked, or that video looked good. And sometimes you'll be surprised at how good the video came when you used a GoPro. In OBS, I had to learn how to do all these extras, like the chat on the right of the window. That takes just a little bit of work. On the top left, I have my Instagram thing going on. That took a little bit of work. Highlighting the comments on the bottom, like this, that took a long time to learn how to do that. But I'm just kind of learning how to do all this, and to get my lighting like this, it took a lot of practice. I practice all this stuff for quite a bit. So that's why, like, my friend Philly Dom, I've set up his live streams where it looked really good like this, and then his subscribers are really surprised, and so he wants to be able to do that again, but he just can't afford some of this stuff, Your videos in Guyana were the best. Oh, thank you. Yeah, there wasn't many people. First time I went to Guyana, I was kind of like a culture shock, because you get used to traveling in South America, then you go to Guyana, it's like totally different world. The Guyana is totally different than like the other parts of South America. So when I got there, I don't think I took any video. People kept telling me, be careful around the market. Someone will steal your phone or something like that. I was afraid of pickpockets. So I walk around, carry my cheap phone. I was afraid someone was going to steal my stuff, but nothing happened. And the second time I went there, I recorded some video. And the third time I went there, I got comfortable. I walked around with cameras in Guyana. I didn't have a problem. But I think Guyana is a good place for a YouTuber. Like, if the videos do really good there. If you're a traveling YouTuber, go to Guyana, make YouTube videos. It will do really good there. Like when I started YouTube videos, mostly in 2015, I did Colombia, and it did good. But there's so many people in Colombia doing YouTube videos that I would go somewhere else, like go to different parts of Brazil, go to Guyana, go to El Salvador, maybe go around the big cities of Honduras or something. Venezuela would do good, but honestly, I'd be a little scared doing that myself. But I think if you want to be really successful at YouTube, do things other people don't want to do, like Indigo Traveler or something. Like, he's going to these wild, crazy places. But so that's what I do. All right, how long I've been live streaming? Ooh, I've been over 3 hours. All right, I think I will be about another, I'll stop at even 3 a.m. here. So about 11 more minutes. I'll be 11 more minutes. All right. Panama should be good too. Yeah, I made videos in Panama like 2016. maybe 2015 too. Panama does pretty good. So the problem, my own problem with Panama is I didn't go to many places. Like I would go to Panama City and stay there, and I only went to one other city in Panama. And there's some other popular places in Panama that I just do not go to. And I realize the big cities of countries aren't a real good representation. Like if you never been to the United States and you only went to Las Vegas, you would have some weird perception of Americans because all you saw was Las Vegas. So my problem is in Panama, I only went to Panama City, so I didn't really see what the rest of the country looks like. That's my problem. So you could maybe not be. That's one regret is don't be like me and only go to the capital city. You go to somewhere else. Okay. I put Trinidad in YouTube search in your Port of Spain video. Shut up. That's another one. You guys are bringing up a lot of good tips there. Yeah, my videos in Trinidad did do very good. Another thing in YouTube is you guys, those last few countries you guys mentioned, like Trinidad and Guyana. If you say anything negative, you will get so many hateful comments you will not believe it. If you made a video in Trinidad and said, "Wow, this place is ugly, smells expensive," you will get thousands of comments saying, "How dare you say that? Your country sucks." Blah 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 blah. So, but those countries also do really good for YouTube videos. If you make a YouTube video, you get a lot of views. Be prepared for a lot of negative comments. Did I visit the McAfee statue in Guyana? I didn't know they had. Talk about John McAfee. I went to Guyana 3 times. I've seen statues. I've never. I don't know if there's a John McAfee statue there. I was really close to John McAfee's house in Belize when I was there. I thought about making a walking video, walking to John McAfee's house, but I didn't do it. I don't know. Some areas of Belize I like. Most areas in Belize I didn't like. I really liked Cape Hawker, Belize, but the other areas of Belize, I just personally for me, I didn't like it. Are you going to visit your friend Marwa in Kenya when he finishes the big house? Yeah, I want to see him. He was here on my stream earlier today, like way earlier. He was, but he's kind of a busy guy, is what I say. But yeah, I do want to visit. I definitely want to visit. I want to go to as many of the African countries as I can. Clifton also went to Cologne, Panama. That would be interesting video. Most people would be scared to go. I think you're talking about the old part of Panama, right? I have videos walking around there. There are some areas that are sketchy. That's for sure. Things I didn't like about Panama is the traffic. It's like it'd be like living in LA or something with all the cars and traffic, and everything was US dollars, which is kind of cool. But a lot of people weren't afraid to gringo price you, like especially the taxis or the. I found the most frustrating thing in Panama is the taxis. Is I swear every taxi wants to cheat you. It's man, how many times I got so pissed off in Panama is because of taxis. And you could go to like Cologne or the other parts of Panama City, and then you won't see a taxi, and you're like, "Geez." But luckily, I don't know if they're still there, but Uber was there, and then you could start using Uber there, which made things a lot better there. But yeah, Panama's pretty cool. I just wish I went to more cities, and I don't know. I don't really like the big city life. Panama's cool, but it's still a big city, so It's like a big city life. Shay said, "What's the best way to handle bad comments or trolls?" I'd say as a YouTuber, you have to be prepared that you will. And I say, tell some friends that more subscribers means you'll have more trolls. So you just have to ignore it. I mean, just don't be prepared for it. Just think that, hey, you're going to start a YouTube channel and you are going to have hateful, nasty comments. Just think that's the reality of life. Is if you are a YouTuber, you will have some nasty trolls, nasty comments, and yeah, just know that before getting into this, that you will have that. Just and if you know that, you should be prepared that, hey, I'm making YouTube videos. I'm going to have some nasty comments, and you can delete people. You can, like in the chat, I could block people if I wanted to. But the way I have it set up, it's kind of hard for me right now. I could do it on my phone. Like I'm doing like this little pop-up where it says, "What is the best way to handle bad comments?" That's like a special effect that because I did that, I can't really edit. So I don't know. Okay. You can save lots of money using Uber in Panama. Yeah, I haven't been there since like 2017, 2018, but yeah, jeez, those taxis are just, God, it is really bad there. Man. Yeah, taxis out of Habanos is, jeez. So that's why I was kind of talking about earlier, like places like Cabanos, for you guys don't know, it's like a bar, and I'll have. It's not very big actually, but it's just technically a cigar bar. But in this small little bar, you're probably gonna have like 200 or 300 women from different countries, and the women are working. They're freelancers. But if you take a taxi that just sitting there waiting, they will definitely charge you 3-4 times the price. So you got to negotiate with these guys, or totally avoid them. Don't use those taxi. You know, just walk about 1 block and then find a taxi somewhere else. If you see a taxi just sitting in front of those really famous bars and clubs, don't take those guys. You know, walk 1 block, take a taxi from there. Don't take those taxis. Those taxis will totally rip you off. And I swear I almost got in so many fights with taxis there. It's the worst thing ever is those taxis in Panama. The potholes in Panama. Yeah. There's a lot of countries where the bad roads are bad, but yeah, the worst thing for me in Panama is the taxis. It's just, I don't know. They have more beautiful Colombian girls there than in Medellin. Yeah, like in Habanos is a club in Panama, and like I said, there's hundreds of women, and usually these tend to be not all of them, but a lot of them are really, really, really good-looking women, and they're getting more not just from Colombia. They're getting them from like Venezuela now. They're getting them from all these other countries, and but yeah, yeah, there are good-looking Colombian girls there. You rented a car in Trinidad. How did you decide which countries to rent a car in, and as opposed to using local transportation? All right, so that's pretty easy. If you go to Medellin, I have never seen at the airport how to rent a car. When you leave Medellin, I never seen a rental car company. You just see a bunch of taxis, and there's so many taxis in Medellin, and they're so cheap, and I think they're pretty honest. In Medellin, I never saw a reason to rent a car in Medellin. But when you go to like Trinidad, you're gonna have to come from the airport and pay someone to take you to the city. That might cost you 1 day of car rental. And then when you go back to the airport, that will cost you 1 day of car rental. So that's one way I decide sometimes. Is like, if taking a taxi from the airport costs $50, and I could be like, hey, I can rent a car for $50, and I need to go back, it costs $50. Hey, I can rent a car for $50. Well, so that makes up my mind there sometimes. So I can't. I've been to Trinidad before without a rental car, but I can't remember how much it costs. But some places it's really expensive for a taxi, and you could, like Cancun. When I go to Cancun, I stop taking taxis. I just rent a car, and I go to where I need to go using the car. But that's part of my decision is how much does it cost to go from the airport and to the airport, and do I want to go to more cities? Like if I go to Guadalajara, I don't go to just Guadalajara. I go to like 2-3 other cities using a rent-a-car. Even Korean taxis try to rip me off. I've been in Korea a couple times. I don't remember a taxi trying to rip me off, but yeah, if like I've taken taxis, and I lived in Japan 5 years, but taxis are super expensive there. Like I haven't been there a long time, so just getting into a taxi in Japan was like five, and then if you're in the taxi for like 15 minutes, your taxi was probably like $30-$40. So I don't know. Some places are super expensive. If you go somewhere like Medellin, or it's taxis really cheap. You go to Philippines or Thailand, taxi is really cheap. Medellin in Brazil, taxis are pretty honest and cheap. Everywhere else, they rip you off. Thailand was annoying. One guy said he wanted to charge me more because I was tall. Yeah, it's yeah. I never had a problem with a taxi in Medellin. That's why I would never see a reason to rent a car there. Brazil, rented a car there in that city next to Paraguay called Foz de Gal. I know my pronunciation is way off on that. But I did rent a car in Brazil once. I drove all around there. In some cities you just don't need to rent a car. But Ed Denoy was raised in Japan here. Oh, that's cool. Or is your parents like military or something? I lived in Okinawa, Japan 3 years, and I lived in Yokosuka for almost 2 years. And you worked there for many years. Where did you live and work? Yeah, there you go. Falls de Gal. I can't even pronounce that. I like that place actually. It was pretty cool. I rented a car there and drove around. There's some weird things there. And when you're there, you can go see the waterfalls on the border of Argentina. And I crossed into Paraguay using a taxi actually, and that was kind of weird. I think the immigration guy never saw American or something. He was like, "What am I doing there?" and asked me so many questions and asked me what am I doing, and yeah, but that was pretty interesting. Uber's even cheaper in Medellin. Most rides are 3 or 2.75. Yeah, that's that's one reason a lot of us like places like Medellin. I mean, cheap, really cheap. The weather's pretty good. Uh, People, everything. Having a party is cheap. Rent's cheap. Everything's cheap. I mean, you take a taxi around LA. I mean, it can cost a lot of money. In the boom years, Kanto and Hiroshima. No, I've never been there. As far as Japan, I've been. Let's see. Been to Okinawa. Been to like Tokyo. Been to north to like Kyoto. uh, Sapporo. Ooh, a couple other cities. No, I've never been there though. Because Clifton says because most people don't bother getting a stamp. Yeah, you're right. Um, like when I was in that city in Brazil, the people from Paraguay would just cross back and forth every day, no problem. And I mean, I probably could have just did the same thing, but I would be in the country illegally. I stopped in immigration, and he was like really like wondering why I was doing what I was doing. But to get into Paraguay, I had to go to their little consulate, apply for a visa. I think I was able to come back the next day, but yeah, it was kind of weird. I was actually the only person at the consulate. It's like the consulate only opened the doors because I was there. There's no other reason for them to be there and do what they did. But they're the people at the consulate were cool, and but when I got to immigration, the guy was like, "What are you doing here?" He asked me a lot of questions. I don't know, but I eventually went through. And then when you get to Paraguay, you'll find out the people are really like, "Wow, you're from the United States," and then they're very curious about you. I was watching Rodrigo TV, and the same homeless guy with a messed up leg you gave money to in Medellin years ago, still sitting on the sidewalk asking for money. Yeah, some homeless people just keep doing that. There's a homeless guy in Reno. I might go to Reno soon. I kind of want to see him again, actually, for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just curious to see how he's doing. So, I'm not sure. Ooh, I said I would stop at 3. That was 7 minutes ago. All right, so I will stop in a couple minutes. So, thanks for watching. It's 3:07 a.m. where I'm at. It's obviously a lousy time of day to be live streaming for me. Because honestly, when you make YouTube videos, a lot of the views come from actually the United States, as sad as it is. I do have some of you guys from other countries, but I got like it's 3 a.m. 14 people watching. So I will go offline pretty soon. I have a flight booked for Japan in November if it's open to tourists. Yeah, I think they're gonna have the Olympics this year. So Olympics was gonna be last year, but I think they're pretty dead set on doing the Olympics this year. So I think that's in September. I think though, I'm not sure, but I would imagine they might be open by then. If not, you might check in. If I don't know if you're into getting the vaccine or not. I did just to get it over with. I mean, I got the vaccine, but when you get both your vaccines, you get a little card, and so I laminated that, and I carry my card with me. So hopefully nobody, if someone asks for my card, I have it with me. Texas Mechanics, thank you for your time, brother. Well, thanks for watching. I know my live stream's kind of random and just I thought about doing live stream yesterday, then had a little microphone problem. I said, "Man, what's wrong with my microphone?" And I eventually got fixed, but I was like, "No, I don't want to go live." So I'm a healthcare worker. I got both of mine in December. Still a zombie yet. Oh, cool. Well, your profile picture is like a zombie, like a troll. My sister's a nurse, so she had hers. Do I have a regular schedule for these live streams? No, I don't. I wish I did. I know that would do better, but um, I might take a little road trip within a week or so. Then wherever those have good internet, I will do a live stream. Um, I have pretty good internet at my house, but sometimes when you're traveling, your internet sucks. So if you're a traveler and you're a YouTuber, you definitely try your best to find a place with good internet. Thank you, Ed, for watching. After the hell I went through in 2020, I was begging for that vaccine. Yeah, so over half of Americans got the vaccine now, and the rates of infection are definitely going down. So I don't want to make a video about the vaccine because, again, people that don't want to, which I think is totally fine. And you have the people that say you should. I believe in that too. But I know I got mine over with. It was okay. I feel fine. When I was in the military, I had no choice. I had to do the anthrax. And anthrax is like 6 shots over like one or 2 year period, which is, I didn't have a choice. So the government, the military is sitting there pumping you with all these vaccines that you don't have no choice. So it didn't bother me to get a COVID vaccine. Me as well, sugar. Oh, sugar skull. Okay. It was awful having been in close contact with multiple COVID positive patients every single day. Yeah, I bet it was. My sister's a nurse, and last year she was just so busy. She didn't want to talk to any of us. She was just so busy, so tired. She's doing things a lot better now. Some people will never know it got rough during some of those spikes. Yeah, I can't really have much else to add to that. Like I said, my sister is a nurse, and she was so busy last year that we just really almost never saw her. And I don't know. I got my vaccine. I'm good to go with that. I think it might help some of these other travelers that want to travel a lot to get their vaccines, because some places might require it. All right, so I think I will end the stream here. It's 3:12 a.m. and it's getting pretty close to my bedtime. Thank you for watching, Roll. Sorry, I'm about to end my live stream because it's 3:12 a.m. in the morning here, and I honestly go to bed about like 4. I try 4 or 5, but I need to go to bed earlier actually. But as of right now, I go to bed at about that time. So, where are you from? Kind of curious. Where are you from? Thank you for watching, Clifton. You have a good night, good morning too. For me, I guess I have to consider it night, but because I'm going to bed soon. Rose from the Netherlands, 12 p.m. in Holland. Yeah, I never understood. So it's kind of like the Kingdom of the Netherlands, and then you got the Netherlands, and then you got Holland. I never understood all that. So you're from Netherlands, and Holland is maybe the mainland. Is that what it is? I'm not quite sure. It's kind of like we say the UK, but England is like the island part, and then you got the United Kingdom, and then I don't know, you got like the British people, and it's a little confusing, all of that. Toby just woke up in New York City. Oh, thank you. That happened to me last live stream. I did my live stream so late that people from New York that were like just waking up, but it's a really bad time for me. I should live stream at a different time of day, not these crazy hours that I have. Okay, so thanks to everybody for watching. Like I said, I will try to do this once per week. If I'm in a new location, I could do more live streams. I do want to do some live streams from talking about like the Navy, because I was in the Navy 20 years, so that's still part of my life that I don't really think about it, but I have a lot of knowledge and stuff. But yeah, that's something I want to talk about, because I just don't travel as much as I want to. I used to travel a lot, and now I don't travel so much, but I do want to make YouTube videos, and I know exactly what to make YouTube videos about. So, thanks for watching, Ed and Raul and Toby and everybody else. Thank you to Marshall for the super chats. Marwa showed up and said hello. Happy he showed up and said hello. And I will definitely do another live stream next week at least, and I'll upload some more videos. So thanks guys for watching and everything, and